Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to day 6 of the Oslo Esports Cup. This is your host Sagar Shah and a warm welcome to everyone in the chat. We have a huge day in front of us because little Praggnanandhaa is leading the tournament after 5 rounds. Who would have imagined that this would be the result? Let's have a look at the pairings for today. We have Magnus Carlsen versus Erik Hansen, an important match for Magnus if he wants to have any chances of fighting against Praggnanandhaa for the top spot. He has to beat Erik Hansen today. We have Duda versus Praggnanandhaa, a big test for Pragg because Duda is quite a tough opponent. Anish Giri takes on Quang Liem. So that's an important game for Anish because Anish has been in quite dismal form in this tournament, and Jorden van Foreest and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, the battle of creative geniuses. And a very warm welcome to the chat. Ek second, where is my place? Yes, here it is. And let's have a look at the standings over here. The standings of the tournament is something like this. Pragg on 12 points, Magnus Carlsen on 9, Duda on 8, Quang Liem on 8, Jorden van Foreest on 8, Mamedyarov on 6, Anish Giri on 6, and Erik Hansen on 3 points. So if you think about it, guys, Praggnanandhaa, if he wins one more match, he will at least be tied for the first place out of the two. And his opponents are Duda, and in the last round, do you know who he is facing in the last round? People are saying that right now Nihal is also playing. Oh, Nihal is playing Junior Speed Chess Championship. Who is he playing, guys? Yes, Anish, AG. He's facing Anish in the last round, not Nihal. Praggnanandhaa here is facing Anish in the last round, and today is Duda, so he has tough opponents, while Magnus is facing Erik Hansen and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Guys, how are you all feeling? Today has been a tough day for me, and I really want to spend good time with all of you commentating here, watching the games. Thoda maza aa jaye. You know, we'll have good time. I hope you also will enjoy with me, even if you had some tough day today. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's facing Christopher Yu. Okay, Christopher Yu is a very good player. He actually beat Praggnanandhaa, if I'm not mistaken, in this Junior Speed Chess Championship, and now he is playing Nihal. Asim Khan, hello Asim. Keshav Sarda says, I expect to go this in that this will go into the tiebreakers. Okay, very interesting, Keshav. Let's see if your forecast turns out to be the right one. Players are coming into the venue. This is a very unique event in the world of chess because, as you see here, all the players are in one location and playing from one venue, but not against each other on the chessboard, but in a computer screen like an esports event. If Pragg beats Duda, he is bringing the title home, says Devashish Upadhyay. Yeah, that's why this is a big day. And if Pragg beats Duda, that will be something because Duda is such a fighter. Yesterday also against Quang Liem, he fought till the very end. Of course, Liem won in the end, but in one game he was a piece down and he was fighting and he was not giving up. That's the thing about Duda. He never gives up. So even if Pragg gets an advantage today, we cannot assume that he will win the game because his opponent is quite a dangerous defender. Yeah. It would be very interesting, says Jyoti Chopra. If Pragg doesn't win today, will he still have chance to win this tournament? Well, the thing is, if Pragg doesn't win today and if Magnus wins, they both tie on 12 points. And then, if tomorrow Pragg beats Anish and if Magnus also wins and then they tie, I think Magnus will have an edge, right? Because he has beaten Pragg in their individual encounter. What will happen if both Pragg and Carlsen tie on 15 points each? Lohit says. I think Lohit, the first tiebreak in any round of robin event usually is direct encounter, like what has happened when the two players played each other. And because Magnus has beaten Pragg, he should have an edge on the tiebreak. Asim is very optimistic. He says Pragg will win in 3 games tonight. Oof. That is a bit too much to ask for. Hello, VK. SK Gamer says, what is your age, Sagar sir? What do you think, VK? Guess. Siddhant Sharma says, when does it start? It will start in exactly 4 minutes from now. The match will start at 9:30. So the players will soon arrive and we will get going. Shivansh Chaturvedi, tomorrow is Anish versus Pragg. Not today. Today is Pragg versus Duda. Ashish Gaikwad, you are right. Oh man, many people are saying 36, 34, 44. 32 ठीक है यार, 32 ठीक है. Arin Shukla says, Pragg ka interview please after the tournament, for sure. For sure, I will ask him and I hope he will have time. Navneet Kumar says, didn't you have a session today with Tania? Yeah, today the pre-show wasn't there with Tania. It will be there tomorrow, the final day. From today, yes, the National Rapid and Blitz has begun in Nashik. National Rapid, 3 days, and then on the 4th day we will have National Blitz. Look at the number of different questions in the chat. How do I get better at openings? Sagar, can you recommend some books to improve for intermediate chess? What is the Olympiad format? Why are there no rest days in this tournament? Sagar, why don't you try to become a GM? Will you cover National Rapid and Blitz? Sagar, who do you think will win today? It's so nice. It's like, generally when I sit down and I'm thinking, all these thoughts are coming in my head, and in the chat, I get to see all these questions. Oh yes, what is our aim for today in terms of subscribers? Our aim today is still 901k because we haven't reached that mark. We are very slow, but we will do it step by step. We are at 907.82, and as we are talking, the players are entering the venue and we can see them taking their seats. Shah is there on top right. Eric Hansen in the middle, looking very smart. He's facing the world champion today. On the bottom right, we have Jorden van Foreest and the man of the moment. Praggnanandhaa is here, puts his headphones on. Is that wire plugged in or is he just putting it just for the sake of it? I think Pragg doesn't listen to any music. He just put those headphones, which are slightly big for his head, but look very cute on him. And he also has the white mark on his head, the vibhuti as we call it. Pragg, people say Pragg the future world champion. Let's see. And drinks water. Generally Pragg drinks water when the game is decided. Either he's winning, losing, or it's a draw. And here we have Duda here with his Polish t-shirt. You see the Polish emblem, I think, on his t-shirt there. Jan-Krzysztof Duda, who just celebrated his birthday yesterday, is taking on Pragg. And the game has started with English opening. c4 by Duda. Let me just flip it. c4, e5, and he's played knight to f3. Duda coming well prepared for this game, hitting the pawn instantly. Now Pragg says, Duda, I'm hitting your knight. So the knight comes here, Pragg attacks the knight, knight takes, and you take with the d pawn. Yes, guys, there is a rule in chess that you can capture towards the center. You should. But in the opening, many times you capture like this to open up your bishop, to open up your queen. That's the reason why. And you see this happening in so many lines. I can show you in Rui Lopez exchange variation. Here it's more tactical, but here also you take. And also in the Petrov defense, after knight e5, d6, knight f3, knight e4, knight c3, and you take. What do you capture with here? B pawn or the d pawn? Guys, where do you capture with? And this is the point. Yes, the d pawn, exactly. Very good, guys. Take with the d pawn, opening up the bishop here. That is the point of the entire theme. And so let's go back to the game. After pawn takes on c6, Duda went knight c3, attacking the pawn on e4. Pragg developed his knight, e3 was played, and now Pragg gets his bishop out on f5. And Duda comes here and attacks the pawn on b7. Is that something to worry about? I don't think so, guys. It doesn't seem like a dangerous threat. You know, I want to ask our esteemed chat, many of you are very good players. Why does Pragg play bishop f5, putting a bishop in front of the pawn? What is this theme called? What is this theme where you put your piece and try to kind of solidify one key point in a position? What is it called? b6. Duda goes back. He provokes b6 and goes back to c2, hitting here. Oh, overprotection. Dhanay Doshi, Aditya Arvind, Anket Biswas Narayan. Very good. Overprotection, it's called. Aditya Sana, Chaitanya Manas, Sukrit Korupolu. Fantastic, guys. This pawn is overprotected for now. You can see that Duda putting pressure here, but Pragg does not worry about it because it is well defended. But Duda might want to go f3 next move. See, if I let's say play bishop e7, then f3 could be a problem because you can't take it. Your bishop would hang. So that's the reason why right now Pragg is thinking for his move, and he's played queen d7 in the position. He says, now my bishop is protected, you can't play f3, and Duda goes b3. The thing about Duda is, you can see the bar, it's in Praggnanandhaa's favor. But Duda doesn't care about opening advantage. He willingly takes inferior positions just so that he can get complicated situations where he can outfight his opponents. He is such a fighter. He's fighting so much. Yes, Roshan Rangarajan, you are right. There is absolutely no point of Duda's opening. But if you have followed the match against Liem yesterday, he doesn't mind getting into inferior positions. He just likes to play a long game and he likes to fight. That's the only thing. So, by the way, look at Magnus Carlsen following the steps of Praggnanandhaa, who has been playing a lot of queen a4 checks against the Grunfeld. He is playing against Erik Hansen. Let's have the world champion on the screen for now. Always a pleasure to see him fighting on chess, wearing his t-shirt with Mission Zero, supporting Puma. And we have Erik Hansen, who's looking so smart today in his suit. Queen a4 check and knight d7 is the main move, but Erik goes c6 just like he did against Pragg yesterday. and Pragg had completely destroyed him in this opening yesterday on game 3. Let's see what happens against Carlsen today. Going back to the game of Praggnanandhaa, and he has pushed his pawn to h5. Wow. You know, Pragg has played this move h5 more out of prophylaxis. Like, let's say if I play bishop d6 just as a move, there could be ideas of g4, although maybe it's not the best, but you don't want to lose your e4 pawn at any point. So h5 is more like, first of all, stopping g4 ideas. Second of all, trying to gain space on the king side. So h5, bishop b2. And now I think Pragg might go h4, gaining further space. Tajmeed Alvi, no, this does not affect FIDE rating. Bishop e7, Pragg says, I don't want to be very ambitious for now. Let's just develop my pieces. Bishop e7. Do you think, guys, that... Oh, he goes h3. Now, this is just a good move to stop bishop g4 or knight g4 or any of these ideas, h3. And I think what Duda might want to do later is go rook d1 and d3. But I think Pragg can always stop it. Ooh, h4. Pragg is like, give me space. I want more space in the position. He has cramped the white structure there. He has more space in the position. And Shashank says, isn't Duda's approach very dangerous? Yeah, I agree with you that, but you know, it's just the kind of player that he is. He doesn't believe so much in the engine evaluations in these rapid formats. He feels that he can fight. It's more important to just keep fighting. The engine might say 0.6 in black's favor, but that has very little to do. He long castles, and guys, Praggnanandhaa has to be careful. Now, here's your question. Oh, Pragg also long castles. Pragg is like, I won't allow you to play d3. Upon d3, we are not allowing. But you can feel that Pragg's king might be slightly weak at some point. But he doesn't have to worry. Why doesn't he have to worry? Because he has solid central control. When the center is very solid, slight weakness of the king is okay because none of white pieces can actually attack it. He goes king b8 and now knight e2. Look at the speed with which Duda is making his moves. He might want to come knight d4. He might want to take on f6 at some point if it is good for him, although it might not be a great idea. Duda's piece is doing nothing, says Ravi Deshpande. Well, Ravi, don't be so sure. Let's try to think about how Duda can create play. And you know, I can already see it. What if, let's say, as Pragg, I play rook h e8. What would be a good move for Duda here? Let's have our first question of the day on the chat chess moves. What would be a good move for white in this position? To free yourself up a bit, you know? Let's see how many of you are alert and get the right answer. Whoa, awesome. We have 6 people. Dhanai Doshi, Shiv Shom, Priyansh Soni, Shaibi Binoj, Aryan Philip, Yash Jadhav, Gauri Nagurar, Prem Pranjal, Dibya Ranjan Dash, and Dhaval Gupta. The right move here is g4. This is exactly what he wants. If you take now, he will take maybe with his knight, putting pressure here and then developing his bishop here. He can also, by the way, take with the pawn. So that next move comes g4, knight g3, bg2 and pressure on the e4 pawn. This is exactly what Duda wants. So Pragg has to be careful on that front, and that is why he's taking his time here. G4 does seem like a realistic idea here. And to all the people who think that this position is in black's favor, well, it could be, but we are far away from having a very a position that has solidified itself. You know, it's very fluid right now. Things are still moving on. G4 is in the air. There could be the knight jump to D4 at the right time. Let's wait and watch. Right now, he wants to go G4. That's what his plan is. If Pragg is able to exchange B2 bishop, won't it be good for black, says Megha Patra. Absolutely, Megha. If you are able to exchange these two bishops, that would be awesome. So I'm just going to make a move. It's a blunder, right? I mean, if you take it, but I'm going to just say like here, take and take. And now I get a chance to take this. So if such a position arises on the board, this is winning for black. You know, I go c5, you go bishop g2. First of all, this pawn is hanging, but even if that was not hanging, this is very much in black's favor. So exchanging those bishops is what Pragg might want to do. For now, Pragg has gone c5 here, and guys, Duda is going to go for it. He's going to go g4. Now the question is, if he plays g4 and Pragg takes, Duda has to take with the knight now, because if he takes with the pawn, I believe that this could be a free pawn here. No? Like, just take this. Seems like a nice juicy free pawn. So knight takes, bishop h3, bishop h3, rook h3, rook h3, queen h3, and now can we snatch a pawn? Can we steal a pawn here? Maybe we can steal a pawn in this position, and this looks pretty good for white. However, black has a strong move here, not so easy to see, but that is knight g4, and maybe black is slightly better here. He has a lot of play. So let's see what Duda does in this position. I think Duda has to play g4 here. That is very important. If he doesn't do it, he's quite cramped for the time being. Yes, he goes for g4. And what does Pragg do now? Let's have a look at Pragg. Pragg looks pretty relaxed today. But you know, in Pragg's mind, for sure, some thoughts would be coming about tournament victory. He takes hg3. Okay. Now Duda, of course, has to take with the knight. No questions asked. You can't take with the pawn. Pragg does a pan pasand. Yeah. True. Guys, all those who are new to chess, remember that en passant is a rule where when a pawn is on its initial square and moves 2 squares, you can take it as it being moved only 1 square. Like when it goes g3, you can always take it this way, right? So g4 also you can take it, and it's called en passant. But en passant you can do only on the next move. That move has been played, and knight takes g3. Now Pragg has a choice. Should you take on h3, or should you go back to g6? I think this is a very important moment in the game, because dekho, if you go bishop g6, you are controlling this position in the center. You are basically telling white that you cannot break free. White says, no, I will break free my bishop. Now I have 3 attackers on your e4 point. So black says, I have 3 defenders now. And you know, if you want to win this pawn, you have to pay a huge price for that. which is that your dark squares will be tremendously weak. So Pragg does have to think about these little things, or Pragg can say, why to cling on to things? Let's go for new ideas. Let's take the pawn here. So after take, as we discussed, knight e4 is not a good move because of knight g4. You first take on f6, bishop f6, and then queen e4. And I think white is around equal here, because it's very difficult to get your queen to this diagonal to try and mate him. White is very nicely positioned centrally with all his pieces. Now, Praggnanandhaa, what does he do? He snatches the pawn. Interesting. Duda has to be careful. Hulk says, why did Duda move that pawn when it can be killed by en passant? Well, mainly Duda wanted his bishop to develop here. So that's why he had to move this pawn ahead. Takes. And now an important moment, guys. I think it is possible. It is possible to miss that, in this position. This is very, very much better for black. Very better. Okay. Let's say you take here. I can then go f5, hitting the knight and then snatching this pawn on f2. So very well done by Duda. He takes on f6. He's a world-class player. He understands all these things, and he takes on e4. Now, 6 pawns each. Pragg has a bishop. Duda has a knight. But Pragg's pawn structure is doubled. Duda is doing everything right, but the main thing is that for Duda, he was slightly worse out of the opening. Now it's around equal, and also time wise he is 5 minutes ahead on clock. That's how Duda plays chess. He takes okayish positions, he keeps making good moves, he keeps making quick moves. Very practical player. He doesn't believe in all these theoretical edges. Of course, he believes in all of that in classical chess, but in rapid, he's very practical. G6 by Praggnanandhaa. Shashank says doubled pawns and 5 out of 6 pawns on dark squares. Do you think that gives Duda an edge? Not really, because the bishop is active. And also the fact that if white slacks a little, let's say, just say you go back, then what happens is that I come here, and now immediately you can sense that queen e5 is a big threat with a mate here. So that makes it clear that Duda cannot take this bishop lightly. It's a very well placed bishop here. By the way, g6 was played so that the knight could not jump to f5. A very quick roundup of the positions. Shakhriyar Mamedyarov against Jorden van Foreest seems to be right now going in Van Foreest's favor, because he can push his pawn to e4 and then capture this pawn on d3. He will be a pawn up. So Van Foreest better against Mamedyarov. What about Magnus Carlsen? Magnus Carlsen has a nice position, although the knight is sitting pretty on c4. Carlsen is going for an attack here. He wants to play h5. Black king is slightly lonely, just like yesterday. Okay, he goes back to c7. It's a good position for Eric. He's fighting hard, but I think Magnus has that slight initiative. What about Anish Giri? Anish Giri's position with the white pieces also looks slightly favorable. Can anyone tell me very quickly why is Anish Giri slightly better here? What is that one reason? If someone gives me the right answer, I'll be very, very impressed. Who is that person? Open c5, double bishop. No. Pawn islands. First one, Swastik Sahu. Pawn islands. One pawn island, and this is the second pawn island for white. While black has 1, 2, and 3 pawn island. So that is the reason why white is slightly better, because this pawn is weak. Also later on you can do a4, a5, a minority attack. One pawn attacks 2 pawns and create a weakness, one more weakness in black's camp. So I think Anish has a small edge. Okay, going back to Praggnanandhaa's game. After g6, king c2, Pragg came back with his queen to d7, knight to e2, and bishop g7 has been played. And guys, joining me all the way from the bedroom and coming here, Amruta, Mokal, how are you?
I'm good, very good. Joining in the middle of some interesting game, I believe. Please give a very quick roundup, Sagar, if you can. Thank you.
I was giving a roundup just before you arrived.
Acha, okay. Then don't give me a roundup. We'll look at this game.
Yeah, okay. Let's continue here.
Yeah.
Bishop g7 has been played by Praggnanandhaa. Amruta, what do you feel about this position on the board?
Okay, materially, I think it's equal. So bishop versus knight, that king on c2, thoda bahut aisa nahi, but it's all fine. It's slightly weak, very slightly. How to get advantage? When the first look, you think black should be able to get this slight initiative because of the bishop on g7. But if you look deeper, then it's not easy.
If you look deeper, you realize that white has this very nice clump of pawns.
Correct.
And also the bishop might well be hitting in thin air.
Right. I mean, if I get my queen to f6, so let's say queen d6, for example, that's what I will
like
consider. This. Still, you always have knight c3, but then f2 pe bhi attack hai. So queen d6 would be my idea, one of the idea.
Yeah, I think Duda can also go f4 here.
That's the question I was going to ask. f4 or d4, what would Duda like to play?
I don't think d4, Amruta, because d4 means that it also opens up this bishop. Why should he play that? Guys, today our aim for this stream is that Praggnanandhaa should win, of course, but also to reach 901k.
Awesome.
Which has been an aim for 2 days now.
Possible, yeah. 197 subscribers only. Good, and guys, well.
Also, please do like the stream, guys, so that more people
everyone in the
can
chat,
join.
What's up? All of you, what's up? Because I think, what else is going on? What about Magnus and Anish?
Okay, I'll give you a quick roundup. Right now, Jorden van Foreest better against Mamedyarov because this pawn is weak. He's going to play e4. Then Erik Hansen and Magnus is equal. Although it seems like Magnus might have some bit of an attack here, but doesn't look much. The queen will sit here and it looks, and the knight is well placed. So Erik doing very well against Magnus. Anish Giri, I thought, had a small pull. But after he's pushed his pawn to f3, maybe his e3 pawn is also slightly weak. So it's around equal against Quang, Liem. And Praggnanandhaa is here against...
also equal-ish.
Duda, yeah. Duda. So actually all games apart from the Mamedyarov one against Van Foreest are around equal.
Nice. Shashank says breakfast is up. What's up with you? Breakfast time there. Australia.
No, US. No?
Australia, no? Shashank, Australia or US?
Oh, okay, maybe.
Soham Pandya says, I have subscribed with 11 accounts.
Oh, Soham.
My God.
Please don't do that. One account is enough. Oh, by the way, D3.
नहीं, but उसकी मम्मी को भी अच्छा लगता है streams. Daddy also. Then their sister also. So, it's a circle. Well done.
People are saying
Devin Anand. It's
2
a.m. in Australia. Acha, Devin, did you reach Australia already?
I mean, if someone says it's 2 a.m., like today, if I say it's, let's say,
then.
Something like 6 p.m. in Europe, then you say that I'm in Europe.
No, but Devin stays in Australia.
He was going there.
Okay, but that's a good point. Acha, Devin says I'm here.
Oh, by the way, Amruta, Pragg is now going to do your idea, Queen D6. to transfer it to f6. I don't like Duda's last move
d3 because
d3.
knight c3 ka idea is also
Yeah.
gone as a defense. So queen d6, can you just make that move?
Yeah, but I think Amruta, his point was that he wanted to move his rook away and the d2 pawn was always hanging. So that's the reason why he played d3.
So if you look at the position, the active pieces are with black because he is on an attacking side, right? Whereas white is defending. So the slight initiative is with black. So that's a good news for us. What about queen d6 move?
By the way, people are saying that Erik Hansen seems to have made a huge blunder here.
Oh yeah, exactly.
From being equal in this position. All of a sudden, after f4, he played king h8, which changes the entire position after fe, and now Magnus has to think what to do. But guys, the point is very clear. What would you play in this position? White to move. Can you find the move before the world champion does? White to play.
Yours says ever since I reached 2200 on leeches, chess doesn't seem fun to me anymore. I hate losing. I get titled when I lose many in a row. I love the game, but it isn't as fun as it used to be.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yes, that's a very natural feeling to have. By the way, Rook F1 and Rook F3 were both correct. So Balakumar, Devashish, Avneet, Ritankar, Anand, Shaibi, Aryan, Aiden, Soham, Saugata, and also Shaibi, Shushila, Jai. Many of you found this move. The point is that you have to double on the F file. So here you take, and now Rook F3. And you might wonder, like, what is it exactly that is the problem? Well, here's the problem. This square is the mating attack. And so I put my queen here, threatening Rook F8, checkmate to you.
Queen E7, let's say.
Let's say you go Queen E7 and I go Rook F7.
Queen D6.
Queen D6, trying to stop here. And there are many
G7
ways I can win this. Maybe Rook takes A7 looks powerful. Bishop F8 is powerful. There are too many threats, and this knight once again.
Bishop F8 is forcing. Maybe Bishop F8 is simple because you have to leave the diagonal. Queen E6. Now you give check on G7, King G8, and now Rook F8. Rook F8 is a blunder.
Yeah, this is hanging. But no, Amruta, it's okay. Like, you know,
just minute. But Sagar, this Queen F2 move is so possible to miss.
Possible.
Backward move, na? हो सकता है.
But Magnus
Also
will
very
get this, that this is the key square.
Let's see.
Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa, so opponent Duda, after Queen D6, he did play Queen F4 has been played, and now Pragg keeping the queens on the board. He wants to keep this king little bit under pressure.
That's a good decision because if the king is one of the slight weaknesses, then you need the queens. Otherwise, the initiative is anyway lost.
Yeah.
By the way, A5, A4, A3 could be an idea's slow progress. So what I would say for this position of Praggnanandhaa is it's very much Dvoretsky like, you know, what he gives in his books. Dheere, dheere, and then putting pressure on white. Shivan Shripati asks, how would have been the queen exchange on E3 fair for Praggnanandhaa's match? Exchange on E3.
Maybe F4. Yeah, this one could have been playable and then taking the open file. I think it would be around equal here. But Pragg, as we said, is ambitious. He's keeping the queens on the board. Also, time-wise, things will heat up in a bit. Jan-Krzysztof has 5 minutes. Pragg has 4 minutes.
Shisham says after Queen E7 there is Rook F7, which wasn't possible after King G8. That's the difference, is it? That's Magnus's game.
Exactly. This King H8 move that Erik played in the game was really bad. Rook G1. And Amruta,
yes.
What do you do next? Wow, nice move by Pragg. Pragg brings his rook up. Well, in a way, Pragg wants to play F5. f5,
Oh.
and then he defends this g6 pawn, because f5 is just gaining space and preparing queen f6.
But couldn't he play f5 even with the rook on d6? Because when,
Possible.
let's say, here one move before, he goes
Yes,
f5.
but I think he will anyway go queen
Yeah,
g5.
and now you go rook d6, like you have forced queen g5, rook
Yeah,
d6.
that's
Now
fine.
your idea is queen e5, so maybe white will play f4. No, e3 will be hanging. So you can't really stop
I think
queen
both
e5.
were strong, f5 and rook d6. Pragg chose rook d6 here.
But in rook d6, white doesn't need to go queen g5, right? So what is white going to do?
Yeah.
Let
For white, I mean, you have to come up with a good move here, which is not so easy.
Not at all. Lot of pressure for white.
Praggnanandhaa able to put strong players under pressure, from equal positions. That is
Yeah.
in itself quite commendable, Amruta. Because, he goes queen g5 nonetheless. So, do you think now f5 he will try to convert it into that f5 line?
Yeah, because he wants to go queen e5, right? So f5 is already forcing. Oh, d3. D3 is those kind of move that which Indian would say, okay, it's still everything is in control. But as you had once mentioned, the lines to play accurately, if earlier they were 5, now they become 4, then 3, that way. The pressure is increasing and then you do make a mistake. The accuracy gets affected.
Correct. And generally, these moves like d3 and giving the advantage over to the opponent happens by the player who's weaker.
Right.
Here it's actually Pragg who is putting Duda under pressure. Now bishop f6, he's
Yeah.
asking Duda to move away so that his queen can start. All the time in our head, it's this diagonal that's
Yeah.
playing a...
Weaknesses. But so queen f4 or queen g3. Let's say right now I play again. Queen g3.
you
maybe.
want to go back.
Queen g3 because I want f4 square for the knight.
Okay.
Maybe now I have queen f5.
He goes queen f4. He plays his queen to...
Because he stopped queen f5. He's not wanting this to attack another point. So why bishop f6? I don't get it because
Yeah, maybe
you still don't.
maybe Pragg
f5 was forcing. What was the problem?
maybe Pragg can go bishop e5 now, or he can go back with his bishop
Draw.
again with the plan of f5. No, I think white can't do anything here. His knight does not have a good outpost. If it could get to e4, that would be nice, but there is always f5 to kick the knight away.
Shiv Via asks, Sir, can Praggnanandhaa move pawn in front of his king and take queen from different side to attack the king?
Yes, I think at the end, it could be possible that Pragg will start a5, a4 idea.
Or queen c8, queen a6 would be a little bit.
Possible. Very much possible.
much.
Why not? Why not? Because here, then your queen can go from the other side.
Good suggestion, Shiv.
So maybe why not now? It could be possible. This is not such a stupid idea.
So you want to go queen a6. Rook
Because
h1.
the rook is now protecting the bishop. And what does white
Knight
do?
g3.
Okay,
Maybe
maybe
knight g3.
knight g3 with the idea of knight e4 perhaps.
But right now queen a6 is forcing because I can't.
Queen a6
I don't have
attacking
time.
this.
Oh, it's a mistake.
a4, queen a5.
Now knight e4 is defending the c3.
Yeah, knight e4 attacks, defends. So be careful. Pragg goes back. And Pragg...
Okay, can I see the expression? Is Duda going to think that Pragg indirectly
No,
has
no.
offered a draw?
No, Duda is not going to play for a draw, nor is Pragg going to play
Duda
for a
is going
draw.
to play for a draw. Come on.
No, you
He
don't
can't
know
be
Duda.
unrealistic that he wants to win.
Duda is very unrealistic in general. He played the opening which was just completely, worse for white.
Okay.
Pragg moving forward and look, Duda is going rook d1. He's just,
my
what is Duda's idea? Duda's idea is just, let's keep playing. Let's keep moving here and there. Make Pragg think for 10-20 seconds every move. Bring his time down to a minute, and then he will blunder.
That is the trick.
Yeah. Guys, just never ever believe that Duda is going to play for a draw. This guy doesn't play for a draw even against Magnus. f5 has been played now.
So the rook for black, when the rook was on g1, I think it was better to go f5, or it doesn't really matter d1 ho ya g1.
Yeah, ये जीवन है या D1 है, सब कुछ तो इक्वल है दोस्तों. Look at Pragg. See, Pragg after F5, now Duda is taking time. So sometimes, the good moves can force your opponent to think and also make them bleed on time.
Yeah, that's true. शायर ओपी, क्या बात. Sagar songs.
But what will Duda do now? That is the question.
Rupak Banerjee asks, if Duda doesn't play for a draw, he will probably lose considering he's slightly worse.
Not
That's the
really,
question.
not really, because Duda is practically very good, and yes, he always takes risks. He's always ready to lose. So that is one thing that Duda does well. Look, D4, he has played it in the center, and Pragg says Queen
Finally
F6.
D4. थोड़ा करके some weaknesses are happening.
Amruta, I'm going to ask the chat. I need at least 100 people to answer this. What happens after D takes C5? And meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen has just removed his headphones. He has won his game against Erik Hansen. And that is a big victory for Magnus after his
How did
defeat
it end?
yesterday.
Look at it.
And look at this, Amruta. We have so many people answering in such quick time. We have reached 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
Yeah, we have Rayan in the chat. Hello, Rayan.
Hello, Rayan.
Dr. says
Queen
का story
B2
अच्छा है. Shashank asks, is the opening choice unrealistic or over ambitious कि कुछ भी खेलूं चलेगा?
Yeah, for now, I think Duda has this approach. People are not always able to beat him. So he's continuing with it. But objectively, it cannot be good one to play such openings. But it's working for him. Okay.
काफी answers आए.
Yeah.
So it's
so many.
Great,
guys. Thank you so much for taking part. And G5 played by Praggnanandhaa. Queen F3 by Duda.
Now you have that F4 square, Sagar.
It's heating up, Amruta. The game is heating up like anything. And as you said, now the knight can come to G3 to put pressure. But the D4 pawn will be soft.
No, I think Pragg has got practically what he needed to.
What did he want?
He wanted white's pawns to be pushed a little bit ahead.
F4.
F4 was the idea. If E4, he wants
CD.
to play CD, right?
Yeah.
What is E4?
E4.
CD. That's a mistake.
Yeah, that's just a free pawn. So Pragg wants to
E4
kind of
is
weaken
also-
this structure and make his bishop and queen battery more powerful. So that's the reason why he's wanting. But maybe Duda will take. He took. And now Pragg has to take here. Or will he take back on F4? If he takes back on F4, there is queen F4.
So
And I don't
four,
think Pragg...
CD is forced.
He will take CD.
But now
he
F5.
F5?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Or do
because
you,
the knight
or
also...
do you want to play FG5? It's also possible. I think position is simplifying a bit. CD4 was the last move here. What does
Is that rook on D3 like a blockade? Like it can again never move so easily?
it's a good piece for now, but of course white has to quickly think about whether to exchange the queen. That's why I don't like F5, because that would keep this rook passive. The moment it moves away, D3 and queen enters.
I understand, but the idea was knight G3, knight E4. And then I just thought that's a little bit too strong.
Oh, he played knight G3 anyway. He wants to come here.
Directly.
And Amruta, right now Praggnanandhaa has 20 seconds less than Duda. Can we take queen F4? But you see how Duda has very smartly seen that there is a fork here. So this position might start getting quite dangerous after take. This is white is better. His king is more active.
I cannot even believe that it can get to a point where white can be better.
Look at Pragg. He's worried. He's worried here. Because this is what Duda does. He messes the position up so much and he makes his opponent calculate. You can't take queen F4 here.
And he does that especially when his opponent has all the hope.
Yes.
And suddenly it feels like, oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah, look at him. Look at Duda. He's just cool, calm. He's moving to the music. Pragg under stress. And Pragg is now down 2. What was his move?
Nobody was so right
He
that
goes
Duda
rook
is
d8.
so unrealistic because
Yeah, he's very optimistic. Overall, Duda is very optimistic when he plays. And Pragg goes rook d8. Nice move. Pragg doesn't make tactical errors so easily. Yeah, he always keeps fighting. Now, where do we go? Amruta, what do you do? Knight h5. I like this move for
I
white.
like knight e4 because knight
Also
on the
pretty
center,
good.
yeah, a little bit.
But I thought knight e4 I can take queen f4.
Sorry, that was a tactic. One more
How
question,
about knight
F5?
h5 and take this bishop? Yeah, that's what he does.
Because it's forcing.
Queen e7. And now
She
let's
takes.
take 38 seconds for Duda, 46 now, 48 for Pragg. Queen g4, pinning this pawn. Pragg is going to lose. Duda not so happy about the thing that has happened in this position, but Amruta, I think this is going to end in a draw, perhaps.
I also think. Maybe we can have a very quick look at
maybe rook
Anish's
f8, rook
game,
f8.
Sagar.
Anish's game.
Yeah, very quick look if anything has changed. No, that still stays complicated.
Wow, super complicated in the knight end game. This pawn is about to queen. These two pawns are connected passers. Rook f8 played by Pragg, putting pressure here. Queen g5. Let's take this queen. No, look at this, Amruta.
take
If you
rook f2.
take, this is winning position.
For white?
Yes, because then rook d2 and rook g2. So Pragg cannot take the queen. He has to move the queen.
Yes.
And Pragg plays queen h7. He plays it in,
Great.
doesn't fall for it. He had 9 seconds left. And now Duda has 55 seconds. He's pawn up, but his pawns are not very healthy as such. Also, the rook is pinned here. Guys, who's going to make the first error? Queen e5. Good move by Duda, attacking the d4 pawn.
Do you want to go queen h2 right now? But queen d4 defends the f2 pawn.
Yeah,
Rook f4 is there. No.
Queen h2 looks interesting.
No, queen d4, rook f4, queen
He goes
d.
rook d8. Pragg is
That's a good move. He's playing solid, yeah?
level-headed play, but c5 or f5. f5, Amruta, can we do this? f5.
Yeah, f5, I like
Pushing the pawn, breaking the spin. Somehow, yes, he plays f5. Pragg,
do? Queen h1?
13 seconds.
To find any counterplay?
Queen to h4, attacking f2.
Also
Until now,
defends d4.
no mistakes by Pragg.
Also defends d4. But what about maybe rook f3, Sagar? Is it a possibility?
Yeah, rook f3 maybe, but then d3 check has to be accounted for.
Good. Duda is thinking a bit, so the time is almost going to be equal.
going. Both are going to be around 20 seconds, guys. All those who are watching this for the first time, this has 10-second increment per move. Can we go d3?
Yes.
But
What?
then rook takes d3, queen takes f2 check, king c3, no more checks, and white is a pawn up. So Pragg plays queen h2. You know, Amruta, Pragg is maintaining the equality here so well. Now can we go d3? Because
But
if you
now with
play
10
rook
seconds
d3,
difficult
queen takes f4. Yeah, mistake is on the corner for around the corner for any player. I think one of them. Oh, he goes d3. He goes d3 and now king d2. Duda finds a great move. Now d3 pawn is slightly weak. But queen h1, Amruta, either say let's go from the
Timing,
queen
no.
h8, but f6.
Same idea, queen
And look at
h8.
Duda. Duda is like, yeah, I got my chance now. f6. And Duda is actually winning.
Oh,
Pragg
he
missed this
got
move. He was like, oh no, I just missed it completely. Duda is such a fighter, Amruta. This game is just the right representation of how Duda plays chess. Queen e2 check in the air, but now rook d3 is hanging.
Praggnanandhaa is not happy.
He takes it.
Rook f8, it's super low.
But now rook d7, c7 is hanging. The game is over. This is what happens. This is what time pressure does to you guys. Duda using his experience here to outwit Praggnanandhaa. Pragg still fighting on, but I think, guys, it's over. f7 pawn is too strong. White is now 2 pawns up. What a fight.
Cannot believe the way
You see
Duda
Pragg drinking water.
Yeah.
Always he drinks water when the position has clarified. Now he knows he's losing. So
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
Duda was just maintaining the pressure. He was not even making great moves. He was just not making mistakes. And Pragg
Right.
was also doing it. But in the end, Duda could do it one move more than Pragg. And that is what experience is. This is why Duda has been at the top of world chess for now 6-7 years almost, or 5 years, while Pragg is just going into the top level chess.
No, I mean these decisions were so tough, but I think it's all in the attitude. Yeah, Duda's attitude is something to really get inspired from.
No, that is always true. I mean,
So good.
we had him on Grandmaster Chess here on ChessBase India, and his attitude has always impressed everyone, not just today, but this is well known in the chess world. Yeah, exactly. People saying the thing that good experience for Pragg.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is fantastic experience because this experience which you are getting right now, by the way, Queen F3, he's got one pawn back. And you know, we can't discuss if that tricky Pragg might have something up his sleeve. King
Hard,
E1.
very hard.
Yeah, very tough. And meanwhile, Anish Giri has just lost his game to Le Quang Liem. And also we had draw in the game of Mamedyarov and Jorden. That is a position worth seeing, Amruta. We are going to watch that after this
Yeah.
game is
Also,
over.
even Anish's game was still equal, so we have to see where
Yeah,
he would have
yeah.
gone wrong.
Absolutely.
But it was a tough position.
Can we give a check? I'm just thinking check.
King E2,
King E2 check.
King F1.
King F1.
I'm getting a
Check.
shelter on G2.
Check. No, if
King
you go
G2.
King G2, I go Queen G7 check and I pick up this pawn with the queen. So not so simple, Amrita.
Oh.
Queen
Okay,
D2.
maybe Queen.
Oh, he
Acha,
goes Queen G7 directly.
Rook D7 आएगा ना now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he plays Rook D7.
You still can't take on F7 because of Queen E8 check.
I like that Pragg is fighting as hard as he can.
By chance, if Duda makes a blunder, then there can be a check and
Yes, yes. If he moves his queen, like let's say, but where? Queen E3. Then check and chop this off.
Too unrealistic.
Rook
Rook
E7.
E7. Getting rid of all those.
Yeah, check. King
Tactics.
F1. Or maybe King. Yeah, King F1.
Now King F1. Queen B3, Rook E8.
Queen
I think
A1? Queen A1? Queen A1?
King
Queen A-
G2.
No, Queen A1, King G2, Queen G7.
Queen
then
G7 को
King
King
King F3. And
ठीक
if
है.
Queen C3, then
Queen E3.
Queen E3, yeah. Or Queen E1 is simpler.
directly.
And now Queen E5. Just stopping all checks. Queen E6. Oh, he's threatening take and then Rook E8 and Queen.
This now I think Pragg will resign. Oh, Pragg. Is he in tears or something or what?
Who?
Pragg.
No way. Come on.
Yeah, it seems like that.
No,
isn't
come
it?
on. Pragg has seen worse days than this, for sure. He's not going to.
No, he's really not. Arey,
King G4. And also, Amruta, it's not like the most critical game right now because there are 3 more games after this in the match. So it's not even like he's lost the match.
sometimes you just get.
But sometimes when the game is very intense, your eyes start to water, or that could be one of the reasons. Now King
That's
F4.
okay. This game Praggnanandhaa was black, so that's one good thing is that he will be white in the next game.
Correct. But with Duda, openings matter very little, right? He's just a fighter. He's just a massive fighter. I think.
Still, there can be any chances of perpetual.
I mean, when the king is out there in the open, you do feel that there would be some chance. But I think one of the things that I've learned from these top players is that they are not afraid of many checks. They are always moving around here and there, and maybe 10 checks later, the king is safe.
Yeah, also they gain some time.
Now King
and-
G2. See, no checks. Now no checks. Threat is to take and queen. I think now is the time that Pragg might just call it a day. Or he goes back queen f6, fights on. But then still I can take, check, king moves up and queen.
Queen. Over.
And the thing is that Duda's style is very tough for some players, yeah, Amruta, overall. Like, those who are very theoretically correct kind of players, like Duda has been a very tough opponent for Vidit in the past, because
Correct.
Vidit is very plays accurate chess, tries to play correct chess many times. And by the way, here Pragg, I think he just didn't see queen e4, but anyway he was losing. And so he is a tough opponent for many. And now Praggnanandhaa loses his first game here. Duda gets the lead. And Pragg has a tough match today. He has not lost the first game of a match apart from his match against Magnus.
That's true. In a way, this can, in hindsight later can be a good thing, because right now it's more like getting to winning on demand, which, Magnus is many times in those situations. And if Praggnanandhaa is able to beat Duda, that would be really amazing.
Yes, but it's not going to be easy at all, as we have seen Duda, such a solid player. He made, not solid in terms of opening play, but solid in middle game, end game. Yeah, he just doesn't give his opponent any chances. So let's have a look at the standings here. This is how things are right now. Sorry. Yeah. Magnus Carlsen beat Erik Hansen. We have Duda beating Praggnanandhaa. Anish losing to Liem, Quang Liem, and Jorden and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov drawing their game. Amruta, I want to show you that final position also to the chat of the game between Shakhriyar and Jorden, because that was something worth seeing.
Okay.
Look at this. White is an exchange and a pawn up. And this happens in many studies, that you give up material and these rooks cannot just activate themselves. So here, if you look at this position, white was better, right? White was doing really well, because he won an exchange, okay, and now he also won this pawn. So you are exchange and a pawn up, so you think you will win now.
No, but Sagar, what do the rooks need?
Yeah, rooks need open files.
And tell me one open file.
Exactly, but somehow you need to create an open file, and here he could not. And Shakhriyar Mamedyarov even exchanged, and there's no way to break through. Amazing.
Oh, nice. I mean, if it was an OTP game, it would be like, you can imagine Mamedyarov playing with Van Foreest and like, हाँ करो अब करो क्या कर सकते हो.
Exactly.
Nice.
Very nice finish.
रंगोली ओपी अंडा बर्गर से समय का हाँ डिजाइन अवार्ड मिलता था ना इसको.
And by the way, the last moves of the Magnus game were rook f3, queen e7, h5, queen d6, queen f2, takes, bishop g5, and he resigned here because rook f6 is coming in. And
bishop g5 event, so bishop f6 also is a threat.
Yeah, bishop f6 with queen g3.
Lot of threats, very difficult. पार्थ पांड्या, जब डूडा ने क्वीन ऑफर किया था, तब अगर प्रैग ने लिया रहता था तो ड्रॉ होता. Do you think Pragg gets too over ambitious sometimes?
Well, I think both the players were over ambitious, and I think for Pragg it's a good attitude to build in, because taking draws right now is only going to kind of slow down his progress. The more games he plays, the more he fights, the more he wins and loses, the more experiences he gains, and he has the right approach towards the game, so he will keep learning.
Exactly. Like today he lost because of this trying, but he's going to win many more games. That's the
very possible part. So here, Amruta, the position between Anish and Quang Liem was around equal. F4 was played, takes, king F7. Liem is just waiting. Anish goes back. Liem comes for the pawn. Anish takes on F5. He takes here. G3. He wants to win this pawn. So then he would have 3 pawns versus 2 here. Knight C5. And now knight E3. Because if you were to take this pawn.
Knight E4 check, right?
No, not this one. This then? Check.
Okay.
To take away the b2 square and then c3 b2 and black wins. So he goes knight e3, check, king d2, c3, king and C1. Now a very important move here was king d3, because king c1 proves to be a blunder.
That's what happened in the game.
Yes.
And king d3 was better.
King d3 would have helped to hold the balance in the game.
So here b2 is coming.
b2 king c2.
And if c2 king d2.
No, c2 knight c2.
Acha. So for king d3, black will have to kind of keep holding, and actually there is no progress. That's why. Is there any zugzwang? What happened for king c1? Let us check.
Yeah, king c1, he went knight c5, and now the threat is knight d3 check, and now the zugzwang ideas come, because c2 would win, the knight is defending, then nothing can move. See, like let's say f5 check. Now you can't move the king away because c2. You can't move the knight away because of c2. So he just moves his king.
Yeah.
And now
you need at least.
Oh, he could even actually give up his here because.
So one last time, Sagar, even if king d3, how is it an easy draw?
No, it's not an easy draw. But after king d3, I'm not in a zugzwang here. So let's say, what do? You move your king?
My knight is tied down, so that's a problem. But let's say I move the king, f5.
No.
Oops.
G4. Let's go.
King f6, hold.
But I have check and takes.
ठीक है. Not easy to progress. Progress नहीं है यार after king d3.
King f7 maybe. I go g5. Let's say king g7.
g6.
G6, king f6. G6 maybe okay. Maybe it's fine. But yeah, c2.
Now c2.
Now.
What is the
difference? Can we? I'm not even sure if we should take. It's a tricky endgame, because the difference now is that after take, the knight will go. I have one pawn left, and you can't exchange. When the pawn was here, you could always go g5 and trade it.
This is an important point. That at 6 pawn, this will win. True, I agree with you. So that's why if the pawn is on g5, and if I go g8 here, is it a draw then?
Take.
Yeah, but it's like at the end of it, how is black going to progress?
And this move. And I think this is how you hold. C2 means knight C2, B2 means king C2. It was not easy for sure.
What tough tha. And I think at king d3, maybe Anish would have had maybe 10 seconds. I mean, when he had to play that. So, very difficult.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, the next round will begin in 2 minutes from now, and we have reached 862 subscribers. We want to reach 138 more. Let's go, guys. And also, please do like the stream. Today, Praggnanandhaa has a tough task ahead of him. He's 1 point down in the match. He has to make a comeback now. Whether he will be successful in doing it or not, what do you think? Let's ask our chat, Amruta.
Okay.
Let's put a poll and ask them whether Praggnanandhaa will be able to make a comeback. We'll get to know the sentiments of the chat. Generally, I have realized chat is very patriotic. Chat is very optimistic. Chat is very, these are the two things for sure. But let's see.
They are generally with the underdog?
Not really. I think they are.
Shashank says, Sagar, Amruta, both of you should take the Play Magnus challenge in the break. Okay, what is it? That? I don't know about it. They are saying chat is unrealistic also. Chat is unintelligent also. Chat is... Oh my god. The Chess Lobster says, American year, but I'm cheering for India because I just love how Pragg plays. He's my favorite GM. Oh, wow. Thank you, Chess Lobster.
Okay. The chat is right now voting, and we have had 360 votes. 79% people think that he can make a comeback.
Wow.
21% people think not possible.
Too good, too good.
And there we have Praggnanandhaa back on his chair, looking calm, looking a little bit like.
No, still a little bit of stress. Not stress. The
let's
stress is
bring
not
it
the
on.
word, but he knows he cannot be as relaxed as he usually is. Maybe. Oh, Eric Hansen, Magnus Carlsen. Sorry, Eric Hansen, Magnus Carlsen का चालू हो गया. One second, I think it's Paulson maybe.
Yeah,
Before
maybe.
takes.
Eric Hansen with white taking on Magnus, and let's also have Anish on the screen, because Anish has been looking a bit off overall. Oh, G3 by Eric Amruta. Sorry.
अच्छा G3 खेला.
Look at Pragg. He's checking his mouse. And yeah, there comes Duda. Sits on his chair. And off we go. So what is the first move that Pragg plays? He goes D4, Knight F6, C4, and Amruta Duda goes G6, D5. He goes for the Grunfeld, and Pragg has been a Grunfeld slayer overall in this tournament. Oh, he goes no Queen A4 check. This time he goes Bishop C4 and Knight E2. Pragg has so many weapons against the Grunfeld.
So he plays one, then the opponent prepares for that, then he plays something else, then he plays something else. That's real flexibility, in the openings.
Castles, and now white will also castle. I think Praggnanandhaa's opening preparation is very smart. The way he prepares his openings, not many players are able to touch him in that respect, the top players, in terms of opening prep, which is really amazing that at this age he's able to do that. I think there was a period, Amruta, when Pragg's openings were not up to the mark. Right. And then he took time out and he worked on them. I think also a lot of credit goes to Ramesh, his coach. Also, now that he works at the Westbridge Anand Chess Academy, he has the guidance of Anand, and also world-class trainers like Sandeepan Chanda, Arthur Yusupov, Gregor Gaevsky. So, that all adds up a lot.
So true, and what you mentioned was so important, that openings can be worked at some point. They are not something to be focused in the very beginners. Because so many beginners who come even to the Chess Biz India Club, they're like, I'm working on this opening, that opening. But opening is just something you can easily improve if your overall understanding
Not
improves.
easily, Amruta, but yes, you can improve.
Not easily. You can improve.
You have to put effort for everything. By the way, look at Pragg's time, 16 minutes 29 seconds. Can we check?
But why is he sitting like this? Like, what do you think? Look at him. Is it?
No, he's just like, I'm going to go for a kill. Also, Rook D8, Queen E1. Can we go and check on our chess base board on how many times has this position happened?
Yeah. For a moment, Sagar, look at all the players. Yeah, all the 6 players. Okay. And Pragg is the only one who is moving his chair. Baki sab, actually Duda has also started a little bit. But look at Magnus,
some
Anish.
people in the comments have been saying, why are you not giving Amruta this chair to sit? So can you sit today on this chair?
No, because let me tell so many people, because they think that why he would not give, because that chair is this huge, like so huge. And
also, today I watched a video, I think in Tanmay's channel, and someone said that my wife has been standing besides me for 10 years now. So the other person said, that's so nice, congrats, like your wife seems great. He said, no, we have only one chair in the house.
Good one, good one. So that's the reason, guys. So इसलिए मैं ये चेयर पे बैठ नहीं रही हूँ.
So Queen E1 has been played, and yeah, let's go.
So queens are not exchanged, which is a good thing. Here I think he's going Queen H4 and all, and F5, and काफी काफी hopeful position मिला है. Right? You would love such a position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is, but I want to just check the chess base board.
Yes, please, because
where
the opening
it
is
can
really
help
good.
us to understand if this has been played before. So D4, Knight F6, C4, G6, Knight C3, D5, Pawn takes, Knight takes, E4, Knight takes, Pawn takes, Bishop G7, Bishop C4, C5, Knight E2, castles, Knight C6, Bishop E3, E6, DC5, and you will see 100 games have been played in this position. Queen A5, there have been 83 games with F4, Rook D8,
So, in
all
fact,
83 games.
But Sagar, nothing
And-
to just right now, like in 21 and all. 20.
Gelfand Carlsen has
Yes,
played.
but in 2020,
I know. No, there must be games, no? Recent 2021. Okay, not much.
not much. So,
So-
he cannot expect that Pragg would be playing this. That's the whole
But also
point.
Queen B3 is what is played in 51 games, and only 5 games have continued Queen E1. That is Gelfand, Carlsen, and also Gelfand, Amruta sometimes does work with these youngsters. So could be his idea.
No,
here.
but it's Lajnika's. Lajnika played it for the first
Yeah, Laznishka has played it with David Navara. But let's see. This is still opening theory, very much Pragg's alley here.
Wow.
Oh, okay. We have some moves that have been played already, and Pragg is on 17 minutes. Amruta, this is epic. Queen A4, Bishop B3. What has
Why is
happened
Carlsen
to?
not happy?
Um,
Is he looking at Praggnanandhaa?
no, mouse slip maybe. No, everything is okay. Everything is okay. Is he looking at Praggnanandhaa?
I think he just needs a change of direction. Yeah, he's back. But he's not happy, clearly. क्या रहा है? 1 second.
Also, Anish did something like this. What happened to
Yeah.
Anish?
Anish looks, he's smiling. He's laughing. He blundered.
Maybe.
He's so sleepy also, it seems.
No, I think what happened.
Or did
I'll
his
tell-
opponent play
No,
well?
I'll tell you what
क्या
happened.
हो रहा है? Please tell me even anything about
No,
this.
I'll tell you what happened in Anish's game. Anish touched his rook. Maybe he wanted to play rook c8. Okay. And then he touched his king to short castle.
Oh.
But he touched both. So actually long castle.
Man! But how did you guess this? This is
No,
real tough. Real tough to guess.
Because Anish can long castle in such a position. His king is right. This is the worst place to long castle. And this was typical Anish smile. Anish is like, man, this was not even like, why am I doing this? Oh, this is a blunder. This is like, oh my God, I want to get back home as soon as possible. This is what I think.
Oh, well guessed. Otherwise, it would have been a great mystery. कि क्यों किया? And look at him. He's like, अभी मैं क्या खेलूं? What do I play in such a position with my king on c8 in front of that rook?
Yeah.
Maybe Magnus was looking at Anish then.
I don't know. Anish is just so unhappy with what has happened. Also, he's just smiling it away. But he might lose this. So he might then already has lost one game. But this is the first time I'm seeing Anish is his old self, smiling and all. He looks like he's back, at least health-wise.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, meanwhile, going back to the game, Praggnanandhaa still on 17 minutes. Knight G3, Queen D3, Rook C1. Okay, guys, let's quickly see that game of Gelfand versus Carlsen or Laznishka versus that. Did they also continue this way? So
Yeah.
after Queen E1, Queen A4. This was played in Laznishka Navara, Brewer Mende, Vestera Van Leeuwen and Ogre Sherwood. If you have not heard of these names, most likely they are correspondence game, email games. So that those are high quality games. 3 games. Laznishka Navara was the over the board game in Novi Bor. Bishop b3, queen e4, knight g3, queen d3, and now Amruta rook c1. Still, 2 games have been played. Brewer Mende and Ogre Sherwood.
So what is the time right now? Praggnanandhaa is having how many minutes? Because he had reached 17.
Praggnanandhaa right now has 17 minutes 8 seconds. Also, his next move was played absolutely in an instant. So again, let's just check. BD7 in both the games was also played here, and Queen F2 was played in one of the games. So he's following this Brewer Mende game. And if knight 8 and Amruta, Pragg's preparation is so good. Also, his memory is so good. He's able to remember reams and reams of theory. I think that also is one of the advantages of your age. That when you are young,
Correct.
you can remember a lot more.
Correct.
Do you think it also has something to do that, there must be some way in which he remembers all this material. It's not that you go through these moves and you remember. You have to be working over a period of time.
You have to know key moves.
No. So you know that, okay, this was a move that was played in 2016. This was the game. Okay, now there is a new idea here, which instead of queen b3 that was played in that game, now it's queen e1. So when you can keep on building it up over the years, you become very good at opening prep.
Correct. And in revision, you have to spend a lot of time, as we know from the top players as well. Generally, they have to revise. Also, all these people, the youngsters, whenever they used to travel in train when they were little kids, they would play the memory game.
Who?
Generally, as kids, you would have also played.
I used to hate that game.
Like,
it was so much stress. Did you like it?
I used to somehow always win, but actually my memory is really bad. So there was a technique kind of, which you can do it. First letter you kind of always remember. So,
okay.
Anyway, let's not go into that. But as you said, this preparation is mind-blowing. And is Duda going to be able to get out of it? Look at his time, Sagar.
He will play bishop c2 instantly. Pragg, or is he going to think? Because
he's thinking of the first time, and Duda has only 8 minutes.
But I don't think Pragg is out of his prep, because in that game which we saw, knight a5 was the move. Pragg may be just recollecting his analysis.
Debargya Datta asks, isn't c3 pawn hanging?
When? Debargya here? No, but Debargya, you only tell me why this is a horrible move. I'll ask the chat why this pawn cannot be picked. Come on, guys. White to play. Yep, everyone in the chat has got it right. Rook f d1 is what I was looking for, not rook d1, because you don't know which rook. Because both rooks can go here, right? On d1, this and this. So you write rook f d1, and the right answer has been given by
Mahesh, Rajat, Abhinav, Rishi, Shaibi, Sambhav, Mohammad, Aiden, Nikhil, and Abhinav.
Yeah. And after this, if you see Amruta, if you play rook f d1, the queen cannot keep in touch with the bishop and you lose it. So that is not advisable to capture the pawn. Knight a5 was played. And now Praggnanandhaa thinking here, although...
you said bishop c2 is a natural move. Why is he thinking so much? What move would be worrying him for this? Maybe queen d5.
Yeah, he plays it. He plays it. He takes 2 minutes and plays it anyway. And guys, as we have seen in our correspondence game, Here also knight a5 was played by Mende, and bishop c2 was played, and queen a6 was played there. And then bishop d4 happened. So let's see if this game is also going to go that path. Notice that you can't take this pawn.
Bishop g6.
Yeah, because of the discovered attack and taking this pawn here. So most likely he will go back.
Queen d5 I was considering.
Yeah,
or
queen
queen
d5
c4.
or queen a6, both look okay.
Achha, both are okay. By the way, can we have a look at Anish's game for a moment? Because, I mean...
because you want to have fun. Because you want to laugh. Right?
Because if at all he can create any miracle,
position
then
is
it
minus
will be a
7.
story.
It's minus 7, Amruta. Anish, look at this. What happened is after queen b2, Anish took here. And Anish was hoping...
CD to matlab aur bhi
No, he was hoping that after take and he can win this bishop here.
Acha, blunder. Some blunder he was
No, but
hoping.
after bishop takes, queen g5. And now there are so many ways to finish off this position, but the most simple looks like take, king d7,
Queen b7,
queen b7,
king
king
d8,
e8,
rook c7 maybe? No,
and now
does it? Yeah.
rook c8. And
Okay, you cannot take it, so mate. But what is the threat?
threat is to take here.
Ah no, threat is queen c6 check.
Yeah.
And rook d8.
Correct. So e6, take. And the final move, guys, in the chat, what do you do here? I think it's a very typical advice that is given by all the top players. I'm not going to give it to you because Amruta always says I give away too many hints. Prathamesh Kini says this chat is so Amruta gets chair for 10 seconds. Amruta, please sit for 10 seconds.
When you take a break, I'll...
Sit.
इतना
अरे sit no.
मैं इस पे फिट होऊंगी नहीं बाबा. It's like a...
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling कि मेरी height बढ़ गई है suddenly. It's like so tall.
Now we both are equal, you know, like.
And मेरे पैर जमीन पे छू नहीं रहे हैं.
आजकल पाँव जमीन पर नहीं टिकते मेरे.
हो गया 10 सेकेंड.
Rook c1 is the correct move, guys, bringing the last piece into the attack and can't stop rook c8. The right moves have been given by
दर्शन, SDLF, अक्षत, मयांक, श्रीतु, तनय, हेत, यशप्रीत, आर्यन एंड आइडन. 100 के ऊपर लोगों ने आंसर कर दिया है. सागर, एक बार ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहिए कि आउट ऑफ 2500 में से एटलीस्ट 50% स्कोर आ जाए तेरा.
Oh, okay, I will ask. Good. That's a tough thing to.
That's a very tough one.
Oh, by the way, Anish somehow. Oh, rook b1. He didn't take on c6. Rook b1 is also a strong move, by the way. Threatening a mate. Knight a5. Rook c1. King d7. And now very good move h4. Because if you take, then queen b5 check is very strong.
फिर क्या हुआ?
Anish goes queen f5.
And how is his reaction like? Because he's almost...
Now he's not smiling. I mean, it's almost coming close to mate. e4 is the move that will be played. But that is just a terrible game for Anish. Opponent plays e4.
Yeah, it's so sad, na?
Yeah.
As good as a peace plunder. हो गया सागर, बैठोगे इधर अभी?
You can sit, no? If you are enjoying.
No, I'll sit for a very... until this game finishes.
Okay, Magnus's game. No, this is Jorden versus Shakhriyar. Shakhriyar is better in this position. So he has knight d6 coming in. White is better. Anish is losing to Quang Liem here. Time to actually, I think this Anish will resign soon. Magnus Carlsen seems to be already having a nice edge. And it is very surprising that even with the white pieces, Oh, look at this BD4 move.
Come here.
What happened?
I'll shift.
Not comfortable.
Well, it's very tall for me. Not for me. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay. Good. This is good.
But chat is happy.
Chat.
Because they always thought that this is forced.
कैसी नाइंसाफी हो रही है इधर. Chat is like, चलो.
Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa's game still following that game that we looked at. But Pragg took some time for his last move, bishop d4. He has now the bishop in the center of the board. What was the move that was played in that game? Because, they're still following it. So let's just check.
And at some point I feel f5 आने वाला है ना सागर?
Bishop d5. Oh, he took. So this is the first new move of the game. In that game, we had here bishop b5 played, and the game continued that way. But
maybe after that, did he take on d4? Did you check a few moves, or you don't remember?
Maybe it transposes now because he plays bishop b5.
But the double pawn now, which is moved to d4, is it a good thing for white? Let's see.
You mean now this is together, right?
Yeah, so it's a good thing in a way.
Yeah.
And this knight, if it jumps to e4, look at the dark squares, they are weak.
Very weak.
No, practically this is good for white.
Also, look,
Amruta,
rook f1.
Praggnanandhaa is going to make
rook
this.
f1. Suppose you play a move like knight c4. Okay. I was just wondering, maybe this is not. I just want to ask the right question. Rook here. Yeah, always knight e4, knight d6 is actually the easy way. But I was thinking, can we go like f5? And it also looks very dangerous. Because I can just take, and Amruta, this is...
Simple f5 works, yeah. Matlab jada, nothing elegant also you have to do.
Yeah.
This is great. If you can get f5,
just
it's
take with the bishop.
beautiful.
The rook. Look at Anish's king. Oh, it's... Anish, look at... No, the reason why we are laughing, guys, because he could have just short castled here. And of course he wanted to.
Okay.
But he touched and he long castled, and the king has traveled all the way and is now going to short castle. But
imagine if somebody is watching Anish's games, okay, and he has no idea what has happened, such a mouse slip, and he's like, long castle. Anish Giri played long castle. Wow, like how shocked would he be?
Correct. I mean, I'm sure that this game will go into the databases and everyone will always remember it. Oh, and by the way, very good move by Duda. Actually, it's more than a good move. It's a very important move because it kills two birds with one stone. It stops white's f5 and it also stops the knight from coming to e4.
Oh, timing was important. So actually, and the f5 ideas were so comfortable for white. ऐसे मजा आ रहा था, and all the time Duda would be scared of it.
Yes.
So बस हो गया f5. So now, if the knight on a5 comes to d5, Sagar, then I would like the position for black. But of course, for it to come to d5,
not easy.
Not easy. Even if you go to c4, you don't have b6 square. Not so easy.
But
So
what should be white's plan?
I think he should move this. One is I would definitely consider h4, h5, trying to weaken the structure. The second thing is, can you get this knight to any better squares, which are generally these? Let's say maybe even this, because e6 is also weak. That means we can go to f3. But again, the journey is not so easy.
Oh,
so he starts h4. He
goes
with
h4. And I think Pragg rook d7 is a nice move by Duda.
Yeah, it can always also defend by rook.
And the main point, of course, is to double and put pressure on d4 point.
Let's say you ignore h5 khela to.
Yes. Of course, you will go h5, then rook a d8, and then finally now Pragg can do what Gukesh does always. I call this the Gukesh pawn because he always likes to just put the pawn in there and then wait for like many moves when this king comes under mating attacks, back rank issues, many such things.
उसको पता है, उसके पास सर्टिफिकेट है कोई स्किल का, that is the 7th rank is in danger always.
Yeah.
Jeevan George, if you play bishop b3, then I don't think that would be a good idea, because knight, मतलब वो bishop is good, right? You don't want it to get exchanged.
You mean here bishop b3? Yeah, if I take, this might ease out black's defense. I agree with you that this bishop is not doing much right now here, but also the knight is not doing much. So we should not hurry to just exchange them off. I think a lot of this position is about keeping the tension, and you build that pressure up, which Pragg will do with h5.
In between, Soham had asked a question. Pragg is taking more than 4 minutes for a move. Can you please explain why? So if you look at his time, he has come down to 6 minutes. So this is one thing. Like, if you are able to get advantage in the opening, you are able to maintain so much more time. At the end, somehow, if he will be able to improve that, maintaining that time difference, that would really help, right?
Yeah, also, I mean, Amruta, getting good positions against these top players needs time from Praggnanandhaa. He is not like, he's not used to playing these top guys. So right now, he comes under time pressure, like rook e1, very artificial idea by Pragg, because I don't know what was his plan. Maybe a very creative idea as well, because I mean, the rook is defending here. So why would you go rook? Firstly, you had gone rook fd1. If you really wanted the rook on e1, then you could have started off with rook fe1. So you go rook fd1. Then after this, you play, instead of h5, you play rook e1.
So there is, exactly. So this idea, he's considering ki d4 gaya, suppose. This rook, c rook to d1. That is the right placement. So he has corrected it.
Yeah, I know, but he could have started. Maybe it's just...
No, but he missed it.
Right.
So that means you still get a chance. No, you
but
can
then
correct yourself.
you don't correct yourself. You just go on with your rook fd1 and you play this position with h5. Why do you want to...
If you go h5, the problem is after rook a d8, you don't have the chance to correct it.
Acha, so what you are saying now is that because he can go here and rook a d8, he will get the other rook.
Yes, and e6 पे तो pressure आएगा ही ये रुक का. That knight on a5 still is in a question mark कि भाई जाऊँ तो कहाँ जाऊँ. Bishop on b5 is there, beautiful showpiece. Nothing is being attacked. Maybe bishop c4, bishop d5 is the maneuver. He'll try to go there. So that makes sense. You know, what is the rook on c1 going to do? In fact, I like it. Now that I'm going deeper, I like his move rook e1.
Okay.
It's like accepting कि हाँ भाई गलती हो गई. This is good.
Yeah. Pragg acting very maturely here. Accepting that things didn't go his way. Like the rook fd1, but let's see now, what does he play? Does he go rook c d1? Is he thinking of some idea? See, Pragg is very sharp tactically. He can think of h5, and then he will give up this pawn, take, and in this position he can already start thinking of some kind of an attack here with the rook looking here. That could be dangerous. Now look at this move, Amruta. So the knight.
Oh, nice way to show it. मैं बोले कहाँ जा रहा है knight?
And the knight comes here. It is looking at all these weaknesses.
एक second. GH5 मारा तो.
Now I give queen here. I want to enter with a check. Maybe come here. Then
and maximum what? Perpetual?
Well, you have to defend it very carefully.
Let me defend it. Bishop c4. The whole C4, thing is yours.
Check.
King f7. No, king f8.
King f8. Check.
King e8.
E8. Then bishop f5, I guess.
If I go king g8, then rook e3.
E3, yes. Attack is coming. Attack is coming. Let's see. Oh man, if Pragg does this h5 business with rook d4, take and knight h5. Oh, that would be impressive.
It seems like he would be thinking, because he's used 3 minutes already.
Darshan Singhvi says, Yo Sagar bhai and hello Amruta ma'am, came cho. Very good, Darshan, Majama. Oh, Pragg goes for a very different move, Amruta. Very surprising. He's just given up a pawn.
No, c6 is interesting, but I always thought there is queen c6. So bishop f5 right now would be lost at this point. So
No, queen c6 is met with bishop takes f5.
Right now it would be lost.
Right.
Wow.
So you can't take with the
timing,
queen. But what about?
It's a great move.
No, what about bishop takes?
Bishop takes ko now you can go rook e6.
Okay. And what about pawn takes rook e6? What about knight takes?
Still rook e6. Why not? Or do I want to first play h5? I don't know.
I don't know, but queen a2.
Queen a2. Queen a2. Rook e1. Rook fe1. Rook ce1, I mean. What? It's lost? Yeah?
Completely lost.
Oh my.
c6 is a completely
complete
blunder. And yes, knight is Praggnanandhaa just missing. Oh, he takes here, but I think he's just underestimated queen takes a2.
Underestimated, or has he missed it?
No.
Does he have something in mind?
I mean, he thought for a long time.
Also his expression.
Darshan says, would you plan to stream the Olympiad or will it be like World Championship? No, we'll stream. It will be a mix of both, but we'll stream.
Anish has...
look at Anish.
Yeah, he removed his earphones right now and he just heaved a sigh of relief. But what was it about?
No, he's lost the game because e8 and a3 both are hanging. So he's going to lose a piece.
He's about to resign maybe.
Yeah. Meanwhile, rook e6 and actually Pragg playing this position like Duda does, just mixing it up, just winging it. But Amruta, I think he's, it looks very nice that you can sacrifice knight f5, you can sacrifice now bishop f5, you've just taken out a very important pawn. But after this, you can't take bishop f5 because of the queen trade. You can't take knight f5 because of queen takes e6. So practically it's not working, and next move knight d4 is already coming. So if Pragg gets one more move, it's all about one tempo, and Duda takes on a2.
No, this is going to be really tough now. Joy says, when CBI reaches 1 million subscribers, will Sagar and Amruta recreate their famous dance performance again? All the reels are a good build-up for a final bonus. That's a good question. Yesterday I found one more dance of Sagar from the wedding.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing one.
Yeah, that's why I'll find a perfect place where I want to take a revenge to post that one. Yeah, this queen a2 would be underestimated because it's not a move that you miss. It's a very natural. You're losing that a2 pawn and opponent is going to take. Just seems like all your pieces are, so well placed in terms of attacking on black's king side that it doesn't immediately occur to the mind that black could be so precise right now.
Yeah. And also, people are saying rook b1, but guys, just this is hanging, so you have to save your rook.
Queen e3 is the question Ajaya is asking.
He's played it. Ajay. And Pragg.
There was a question, what about rook e3 with the idea of bishop e3?
There's already rook e8. So Pragg.
Is it perpetual?
Actually, here Duda has to find
bishop
the
b3
only
is
move.
Anyway possible, Sagar.
Bishop
b3.
This is the move. So the only move, and of course Duda will find it, is
bishop c4.
Yes.
Because it stops
bishop b3.
Bishop b3.
So that.
But what happens for rook e8? Otherwise, what is the idea you mentioned with rook e8? Why would that be a draw? If knight d4, why is rook e8 a draw or equal?
So let's say you take.
Yes. Queen e8. King g7.
Check.
King f8.
Oh, king f8, then there is this check and this and this and this. I mean, everything is hanging,
So king g8. Then it's a perpetual. Acha, no, winning? You winning.
Yeah, now bishop f5.
So rook c8 aa raha hai. Arey,
king
एक second. Show it. 1 second. Oh, rook c8. I don't know. It's complicated. Matlab, these are not very easy calculations.
Oh, by the way, he took on d4. He took on d4 and Pragg is back in the game. He had to play bishop c4. Guys, Praggnanandhaa has managed to
Slightly trick.
No, not slightly.
Slightly.
This is good. This is good. Anish resigns. Quang Liem wins 2-0 up in the match. Wow. Because Amruta, the main move here was bishop c4. It was important to
Why?
play it because then if you go rook
Yes.
e8 check, then I have king f7. And now if you go rook e1, which is otherwise playable, you go here, there is no check. I mean, there
When
are
the
no
bishop-
checks.
But even when the knight is on d4, still
So,
the same thing was
now
possible.
if you do this
Huh.
in the position in the game, you take here check king here and you play rook e1, and if you were
Queen
now
c2.
to take queen c2,
What?
then after take check, it's over.
King
So the
no.
knight was on c6, right? In that position it was controlling e7.
But how is it over? King g8, queen d8. Kuch
Yeah, I
nahi.
mean, it's over. So king f7 has been played, and now Pragg has to find rook e1. But look at this, rook e1. You, of course, you can't take here because of this. But what about knight c2? Then
Rook
you go
e7
rook e7 check. King has to go back because if you come here, it's a mate in one.
This you should have asked a question.
Here check. Oh no, one second. This is mate. This is mate. This is
Ek
mate,
minute,
guys.
ek minute. Queen e5. Queen e5, Sagar.
Yes, you are right. Amruta, you are giving all the answers. This is
Sorry.
over. Queen g7 wins. So that's the reason why you have to play king g8, only move. And now rook e8 is again only move. If you go queen e5 now, there is rook e7 and then black is doing fine.
Because there is no check also.
Yeah.
Rook e8. Rook e8 is just a keyword.
But can Pragg find rook e1? It's not simple.
He played. He played.
No, he blundered. He took on d8, rook d8, and now it's... He plays bishop b1, but it's over. Now it's over. Oh, but I don't know, it's over or not. Look, he's drinking water, means he knows something is...
He's lost. No, then.
But rook e1 was the move here. Very tough actually, but not very tough. If someone told Pragg there's a draw here, he would have found rook e1. But in the game, he didn't know.
For 1 minute, it was tough. That was too subtle. Yeah, that e7 square is no more in control.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Time pressure for sure, guys. Time did play a role with Pragg coming down to 30 seconds. But this loss would mean that Pragg goes down to 2-0 in the match. Queen d5 by Duda. Queen a3 by Praggnanandhaa. What is this Pragg's idea? I mean...
Queen a7 maybe just.
Yeah, but...
in future. No, what else? Like 30 seconds
2
and
pawns
not
down.
too much.
This is the... he wants...
So rook c7 is also the idea because people are
Amruta.
suggesting a6. बाप रे ठीक है छोटा
And Magnus Carlsen has drawn his game with Erik Hansen. That's a good result for Erik after the opening didn't go his way.
I think I still think that because the king is slightly weak, I mean कुछ तो chance है कि थोड़ा बहुत mess up हो सकता है 1% maybe, but at least it is there. Not like 100% no chance नहीं है.
Yeah.
Like when Anish long castled, it was 100%. There was
What?
no
No
miracle.
chance, yeah.
No chance.
Well, I don't know. Like here also, it looks very... The king looks safe, no, now with the knight, queen, rook all around it. Also, this knight having no...
Yeah, the knight on g3, it needed that h5
Yeah.
move. Just needed it.
Check.
Oh,
What?
Queen d4 he wants to play.
Duda doesn't even touch it.
Queen c1. Queen c3 gaya, suppose right now. Something.
Queen c3.
Yeah, so that just the knight on f4.
He goes queen c1.
Defends f4.
Now bishop c6. Pragg is unhappy with the way things are going. But you know, Amruta, he's getting his chances. Today he's not able to convert them, but he is getting them. So I wouldn't be so sure that this match is totally over. Although 2-0 is a big deficit.
Yes, and with black,
Yeah.
he has to win. But as you said, yeah, it's anything is possible because Duda is also not
Yeah.
a very theoretical.
Duda
white
will
and
not play
with
for
such
a-
people, white and black doesn't matter too much.
Correct.
Oh, rook g2, king h3. Oh, knight e2,
And he
finally.
resigns. Yeah, rook g3 has come. Duda has managed to beat Praggnanandhaa in the second game as well and now leads with 2-0 score. Wow.
Yeah, this was not easy. I mean, Duda, like Praggnanandhaa has been beating everyone, and Duda has managed to beat in such a way.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. This is really brilliant. Of
Yes.
course, Praggnanandhaa was not at his best, I would say, because this game with h5 and so many more
Yeah.
possible ideas would be different.
I think Pragg, you know,
Do you
there are
think the
these moments.
First game would
There
have
are these
affected?
moments where Pragg shifts from playing world class chess to then becoming a young boy like Rookie 1. This is where I don't
Even-
see like
C6 was a problem, I think.
yes.
Not Rookie
No,
1.
Rookie 1, the idea is c6 in his head. He doesn't
Yeah.
play. So these are all very interesting ideas which are very creative. But against these top players, they are always able to spot the problem with these concepts. And there, knight c6. But Pragg managed to still, confuse the matters here with this. But he had to find this move, rook e1. And I'm sure that something he might not have liked. I don't know what exactly. Because knight c2, there is rook e7.
Yeah, what would be very tough to calculate here?
Bishop e2 is maybe something he didn't like. I don't know. Take.
This was a complicated position.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
not simple.
So, as you said, yeah, once you play Rookie 1, then you need to stay in those complications. You need to find all of it with less time. Maybe simpler was h5 and going for that kind of a play.
Right. So let's have a look at the scorecard, Amruta. The scorecard right now is here. Magnus leading with 1.5. We also have Duda leading 2-0. Liem leading 2-0 against Anish. And Jorden leading 1.5 against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Today, I don't think we are going to see any tie breaks. What do you think, Amruta?
Tough.
So it seems like Magnus may take this home against Eric. Duda might take this home against Pragg. Liem will take it home against Anish. And Jorden will take it home against Shakira.
Yeah. Ritik Shukla says, is there any chance for 22-year-old boy, 1200 rating and still want to become GM? What do you think, sir? Is it too late? ऐसे googly question डाला है ना?
No, the thing is, as I have always maintained myself, that chess improvement is possible at any age. However, it all is dependent on how much time you can devote to it and how much energy, how much right guidance you get, how much finances you can invest into it. So there are many things. Imagine that at 22 you are starting a company of your own, right? You will invest everything, your time, energy, efforts, You will find people who will help you with it. The same way, becoming a strong player in chess is nothing but like running a company. You yourself are the kind of the main guy, and you need finances, someone to invest into you. You need to put in time, energy, and effort. You need the right trainers who will tell you how to prepare. You need, so if all these things come together and you are ready to invest that time, effort, energy, money, maybe that's a good thing, right?
यस बट इसके बावजूद भी कुछ भी नहीं होता है तो can't help it मतलब generally things like wherever it was about studying, you study, somehow you surely get those results in comparison. Let's say when you were in 5th standard 6th standard, तुम पढ़ाई करो, तुमको पता है कि तुमको इसके नीचे तो मिलेंगे नहीं. In chess you may study with the same amount of dedication, with a lot of time and everything, but there is no surety. एक blunder कर सकते हो तुम, and then how do you react? A lot is about psychology, so much about your reaction this sport is. And maybe 8 games you play with the best psychology, two games you don't. I think it's a very difficult to predict wala stuff.
Yeah. By the way, we have a super chat here. Darshan Singhvi says headphones during games while playing chess. Music. Yes. A lot of players are listening to music while playing, and it's allowed. The arbiters are able to hear what the players are hearing, so I think that's not an issue.
Also, Sagar, the headphones can be very heavy, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember that there was a debate once among chess players whether to wear shoes or chappals. So for many people, when they were wearing chappals, it kind of felt a little bit free, more comfortable. The result was different somehow.
Oh.
So that way, when there are headphones, you might feel uncomfortable. That's the question. That's the point.
Yeah, possible. I don't know about this shoes and chappals.
No, why I just said it because sometimes Pragg is kind of trying to remove his
Yeah, it might
headphones
be
because it's too
slightly
heavy,
uncomfortable. It's possible, but he might have also gotten used to it. Um, 95 castles. This was the game, was Jorden versus Shakhriyar. Mamedyarov.
Keshav Sharma says, I had a startup idea and I emailed ChessBase India regarding that, but no response.
Okay, Keshav, maybe if you can send it again, I'll try to check it.
Shiv Shom says, for me, I have to study as well as do chess. Honestly, chess openings करते वक्त studies easy लगती है and studies के time पे chess easy लगता है.
Yeah, that is always the case. That when you do something, you start feeling that is tougher. That is for sure. But guys, Shiv Shom, who's watching this right now, is a very talented youngster from Mumbai. And I don't know, Shiv, when was the last time you played? But right now his FIDE rating is 2237. But I don't think you've been playing much since almost March 2020. So no games.
Since pandemic, no?
Yeah.
March pandemic.
So yeah, maybe after your exams are over, I guess.
Joy Datta Super Chat says, is it possible for a 34-year-old man with around 2400 rating to be a GM, or is it too late?
32.
If you are
32, Joy.
32. First, I thought he's talking. Does he want to talk about himself?
Yeah, but possible. Yeah, everything is possible. Although, as someone wrote recently, and I think I've started to agree about it, that people who are IMs,
Hmm.
they always say, yeah, if I work hard, I'll become a GM. People who are GMs, they say, yeah, if I work hard, I'll become 2600. People who are 2600 say, yeah, if I work hard, I'll become 27. It looks easy.
Correct.
But when you start actually doing it, it may not turn out to be
No,
easy.
you have to be realistic. Like how much ever I work hard, I don't think I can become a grandmaster, right?
By the way, we have a new member who has become.
Oh, Anush Shankaran. He
Thank
becomes
you
the
for
supporter
becoming.
of Indian chess. Thank you so much. Oh, there is CB Hindi raid, CBI Hindi raid. Nikhilesh
अरे
ji जिंदाबाद, क्या बात है? Thank you, Nikhilesh. Thank you so much. Guys, please do subscribe to ChessBase India Hindi. Nikhilesh does a lot of videos, very good ones also. Nice beginner videos. There is a lot of live commentary also. So please check it out. And sometimes Angela also, plays some games on the stream. She's from Colombia. And now sometimes even Shrestha, who is a little kid, if you guys have been able to watch his any video, he's super cute.
Oh, Amruta, look at this. This entire game, Mamedyarov was just pressing for win throughout the game. And at this moment, he blundered with bishop e3. Rook d1 was around equal, but he played
Wait,
bishop e3.
let's ask
and
the
this is
people.
the position
But हो
where,
गया है ना सर?
yeah, the move, I mean, they can see it on the small
तो
board.
इसके लिए point नहीं.
Bishop e4. And it's over. Because now, if your knight moves, you lose the rook.
No, rook
If your
e2.
rook moves, then you lose the
No,
knight.
rook e2 and then knight e1. But then bishop c3.
And yes. And
Bishop a7, bishop e1, bishop e3, bishop. You queen with a check. In fact, the same position. Let's just make one waste move a7 kilo. King, if the king was on h2, still you are lost. Checkmate. यार बोलो बोलो.
अरे इशारों को समझो. Darshan asks, any plans of ChessBase India AICF for chess club in Phoenix, Chennai, close to 4 points venue as well. Promotion build up hoga given success in Mumbai. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I'll planning to also speak with more people on this and try to understand. Of course, Phoenix has been an amazing partner for us, for our chess club, and I'm going to talk to them about what we can do in other cities soon. Let's hope we can make this a thing at many other places. And I have always, whenever I've put up something about the chess club, people have always said, why don't can we have something in our city and so on. By the way, guys, in a bit the next game will start, and I just want to tell you that there are 4 links in the description. The first link is about ChessBase and Mega Database that I have been showing you here. All of this, if you also want to work like this on your own in chess. Amruta, your head is getting cut. No, your head is getting cut. No, so you can get this. It's the first link in the description. Apart from that, the second link is the all new opening encyclopedia. If anyone wants to work on your chess and get better at it, please do check it out on openings mainly. The third link is about the ChessBase India premium chess set. If you are looking for a good chess set with good quality pieces and chessboard and pouches and everything, check it out. It's the third link in the description. And lastly, if you are a beginner and you want to get better at chess and have no structured way of working on it, then you can go for Chess Course by Praful Zaveri. That is the fourth link. Okay.
So Chris has asked Sagar that do you think Praggnanandhaa or Anish will be able to make a comeback?
Looks very tough. Actually, 2-0 is a bit too much. 1.5 might be possible. 2-0 is just a lot. Uh, I
Yeah,
don't.
because you are almost half lost because of that pressure you have
Yeah,
to right now
you
put,
can't even
have to
draw
put.
the game.
Yeah, that is
So I
the
think you have to have the
major.
right approach towards the game. Like you don't have to go over like ballistic in this game, otherwise you will just make a mistake and lose. You have to go there with a lot of mental toughness. And I think, Amruta, when it comes to winning on demand, still the there are two episodes which really stick in my head. One is
Okay.
Gelfand Anand, where Anand Gelfand in 2012 World Championship match, when they had 6 draws and Gelfand won the 7th game, and then Anand struck back immediately in the 8th game. It was very important for Anand to win that game, and I think that was a big thing. And the other one is actually the World Championship match between Kasparov and Karpov
Oh, that one.
in 1987, if I'm not mistaken, where Kasparov was, or 86, was 1 point behind in the match. It was 11-12 in the favor of Karpov. It was a classical game, last game, and if Karpov gets a draw, he becomes the world champion. But Kasparov starts the game with 1c4, plays very calmly, doesn't get an opening advantage, plays on and on. Adjournment mein the position is still drawish. He still goes to the board and he's fighting and pawn up, and then he wins. And the rule is that when it is 12-12, the person who is the world champion remains the world champion, and he retains the title. And with this,
Nice.
Karpov was never able to beat Kasparov ever in a world championship match. So, but you can see that chess history is littered with so many small misses, so many things that could have changed in a moment.
Yeah.
And now when we look at it, we always see like from 1985 to 2000, 15 years, Gary Kasparov was the world champion. No one could touch him. But when you look closer, like, oh my God, he was just like one move away from losing his world title.
Oh, I didn't remember the story. It was very nice. I thought first that you were going to mention about Carlsen versus Karyakin, where Karyakin had beaten Carlsen in the first round itself, I think, right? In New York. And
Yeah,
then,
it was not in the first round. I think it was somewhere.
or after a lot of draws,
Yeah.
something like that. And then Carlsen was able to beat him. So Anand Goel says, "Hi Amruta di, I sent the email to Chessbase of Dubai. Do you have the interview?" I'll check Anand. Right now I'm going to travel to Nasik. So after coming back after a few days, I'll just 100% have a
But
look
you
at it.
sent
And
that mail and we saw the picture, and Amruta
yeah, I
does remember
So
doing
yes,
the
I mean
interview.
it was a very cute interview. I don't want to miss not putting that. Actually, it was one of my favorites. So definitely I'll put it up for sure. Sagar, do you want to get some rest for a minute or two?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. How many people have finished their exams and are traveling or going for a vacation or just every day going to a ground playing cricket maybe. Summer holidays used to be like that. Sagar, when we saw that Lajnishka game, I remembered that story of you and Lajnishka.
Yeah.
You
tell them.
remember?
You can tell them.
I'm a bad storyteller.
No, but you can just tell them. No.
So we had gone to this place in France, uh, Chiamnichi. So it was
Chimanachi.
Chimanachi, and it was a very very small. It was on the mountains, and it was a very small town of um, not too much population, maybe something like 1,000 or something like that. And they had a blitz tournament over there on those mountains. So the view was amazing where we were staying. And then for inauguration, when Sagar and Lajnishka they went, this Lajnishka guy, he loves to he's a hiker. So basically, he said to Sagar that we'll go walking, and they went walking. But while coming back, it was all dark. So, so after that ka story later, if Sagar you can share, that is good. Or maybe we can skip it.
Yeah,
Just okay, but let me also in the meantime check people have college exams coming up in a week, says Vedant. Esports says today was my first board exam. A board exam khatam ho gaya hai. Just everyday watching CBI live streams, says Vedant Naikwadi. Jay says who plays cricket in hot summer. Ashish, preparation of JEE going on. Samyak is going to Canada. Oh, Jay says I'm coming to Nasik on Saturday, so we will be meeting Jay. That's cool. We are also going to Nasik. Acha, class 12th board exam starting from 7th May. Oh, really? You are studying for board exams? सब लोग अरे भाई कितनी गर्मी है, क्रिकेट कौन खेलेगा, ये पहली बार मैं ऐसा देख रही हूँ. बिकॉज अर्लियर तो इट वॉज डिफरेंट. प्रियांशु से जून में सीए का एग्जाम है मेरा भी. वी आर कमिंग टू नासिक ऑन 29th. ओमकार, why Nimzovich is not famous on top level? Okay, but I think he is famous, right? Nimzovich.
Amruta, game has started.
अरे क्या कर रहे हो?
Praggnanandhaa versus.
तुम व्हाट्सएप कर रहे थे क्या?
नहीं.
हाँ. Okay, let's look at the games, guys.
C4, E5, knight C3 this time. Last time he had gone knight F3 Duda. This time he goes knight C3, bishop B4, knight D5, bishop E7. This is one of the lines, Amruta. One point also, one more line is A5 is also playable here, but bishop E7. And many times you might think like, why to give up this bishop like this?
Exactly the question on my mind.
But after queen E7, knight C6, knight F6, castles, it gives black a good quick development. So that's the reason why it's playable. D4 was played, takes, and now you will see that G7 is hanging. So knight F6, knight E7, queen E7, bishop
These
G5.
many exchanges, Sagar, it's just already looks a little tough, right?
No, it's fine. Knight C6, queen C3, and now D6.
Is black by any chance planning long castle? Because white
maybe
could long castle, right? So maybe any side long castle is possible.
But maybe the idea, Amruta, is to take. Oh, he's taken. And to take. Oh, and now, as you rightly pointed out, these are too many
pieces.
exchanges.
Yeah, how do you
And
even...
theoretically, this might be very good for black, like around equalish. But the mat situation demands Pragg to be a little more creative with his opening choice, which he has not been able to do. And I think he might not be able to win this. But also, on the other hand, as we have discussed, in a must-win game, there are two approaches. One is to go all out. The other one is to just keep playing.
Right. Let's see how he will still try to complicate. It's important to see that. Samriddhi Sinha says, hello Sagar Shah, can you help me improving in chess? I swear I will be better than Samay.
Yeah. No, sure. I mean, there are many people who can improve and who have improved a lot more than they started watching Samay and then have improved, started chess by watching Samay and have improved more than them. But of course, Samay, you can't be funnier than him, right?
Long castle. Truth be told says, hello Sagar sir, please recommend a book for memory. I read Hyperfocus, now want to read on increasing memory.
Yeah, I'm not a big expert there,
Memory.
but there might be some. I think there's some book called Focus that I got recently. But yeah, I'm not sure.
हाँ, why do you think? हाँ, but Sagar की memory actually अच्छी है. That is true.
I think what Anand told, right? And I think this is what also has helped me is stories. Stories really help you to remember the things.
Yeah, you connect something with something which really touches your soul, then you can easily remember. But ऐसा सब कुछ तो नहीं रहेगा ना
Yeah.
that way.
So I mean, just if you remember things in terms of stories, that would be much better. But Abhi, right now the storyline is that Praggnanandhaa is 2-0 down. He has his back to the wall, and he is fighting a very kind of dull position. I don't even know how to create play here with black.
There are some ideas, but we have to wait and also see that if Duda, as you had mentioned, he's a little bit unrealistic. So it's not like वो शांति से आराम से ऐसे solidly ही खेलेगा. It all depends on how his mind is working at that point of time.
Yeah.
So that also may help. But what about Anish? Is he also able to, because he needs to win this game, right?
Yes, Anish
So-
is also 2-0 down. Draw won't work for him. He has played a kind of Nimzo Indian. Queen B1. Interesting idea.
Yeah.
Castles.
Because generally queen goes to c2, right? So that's nice. He's got something new.
This was the
B4.
idea, I guess. B4. Deep idea by Anish.
Oh, this looks nice for white. The pawn has reached b5. वहाँ पे c7 is a backward pawn. So not going to be
Also, the
easy.
bishop on B7 is slightly
Yeah.
passive. So Anish is doing pretty well in this
Yes.
must-win game.
I mean, you just fix this first, then you try to. Then at some point maybe you have to think of going f3, or you maybe just put more
Another idea
pressure
is
here.
very common idea is to exchange this bishop with this. So if
Ooh,
you can go bishop c1 to a3, that could also be a
Nice.
possible.
nice plan. That's a nice plan. And what about Magnus? What is the opening? Did he play normal or f3 or something?
No, this time he played the semi Tarash. Eric Hansen was black, and yeah, rook c1 here, bishop b7, castles. And okay, it's just an opening position. We'll see how this game develops, how Magnus continues. Look at Magnus's face, so intense.
Yeah.
He wants to play rook fd1 or maybe d5. I don't know. Meanwhile, I think Shakhriyar, Mamedyarov are also facing similar situation like Pragg, but he's like,
Truth be told, ask Sagar sir, how do chess players remember games even from 15 years before? Is there some trick in that matter?
yeah, the
It's
same
a
thing.
Good question.
The stories, yeah.
Stories.
And also, somehow the chessboard is much better placed in their head than for someone who's just started off chess. So, like if I see this position, I can set it up on another board pretty quickly because of something known as chunking. So I have chunked already that king g1, rook f1, f3, g2, h2. On the other side, it is king g8, rook f8, bg6, f7, f6, h7. So these little chunks, you just watch and you have created in your head. So
Then also for that matter, Sagar, when you generally look at the games on the board, like apps on the board, not online board, then maybe you are able to remember it better as well. No? Most probably.
I don't know. I mean,
That's what we were used to. Yeah.
Earlier, everyone used to say that.
This
But the new generation uses so much of
online.
Yeah.
Correct. True. Neural hacks with Vasanta's best way to practice chess is play online or play with computer or any other best ways to practice
I
chess.
think online is better than playing computers because computers generally have a way of playing that is not very human like. But Amruta, look at this idea by Magnus. Knight, he was first plays h4, which is a great move here, trying to gain more space. Knight f6 and now d5. So here's my question to everyone in the chat. What happens after e takes d5?
This is a favorite question, yeah. This kind of a question you've asked so many times that we have to see if the chat has been very serious in attending your lectures.
Yeah, it's a very typical idea.
Typical idea, you've mentioned it 100 times. Let's see, let's get a little bit more people.
One
Jago, guys, Jago.
No, everyone's awake, but it's very nice to see that the right move has been said the most number of times.
Adarsh, Kartikeyan, Nitish Modi, Just Do It, Neelab Borthukar, Jai Solanki, Bortakur, Mitesh Borkheteria. Oops. Sai Arvind, Soumya Agarwal, Rajam Shankar, and Sayantan Ghosh.
Yeah, well done, guys. So it's a pawn sacrifice here. You play e5. But here I was worried that, he can get his knight to e4. But we don't touch it, Amruta. We just go knight to d4. And we are then planning to trap the knight with f... Not trap, but just kick it away.
And then you have queen f5 as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's pressure along that diagonal.
It was mainly played, and this is what has happened. Beautiful game by Magnus. Right now, I'm sure that he's going to put a lot of pressure on Erik Hansen here, who has to play carefully. Look at this, Amruta. If he goes knight c5, you go bishop b1. You are going to swing the rook up. You're going to put it on g3. You have a knight that is beautifully placed. You have the bishop on this diagonal. You have the queen supremely positioned. And with this, could be a decisive attack. Whereas black, who's a pawn up.
Exactly. But Sagar, as let's suppose that we are black. Okay, we are on the defending side against Magnus. Knight e6 doesn't work. I want to exchange this knight. But then queen f5 is happening. And g6 ko you will lose a pawn here. Okay? I can't go g6, this is hanging. I can't even go king h7 supporting because I have a bishop here. My queen can't go to... Maybe queen e7 is a move I'll try to consider, though very much worrying about the tempo on f5. But queen e7, let's say I consider queen e7. The other idea could be, no, f6 is just yuck because Gaya. So queen e7?
Yeah.
Can I try this?
Yeah, you can.
And it's dead lost because
knight
of
f5.
Knight f5, queen e6.
How about queen g4?
Yeah, queen g4 or maybe queen g3.
Yeah.
You can't, yeah.
Queen g6, knight e7.
This and then knight e7 is a 4. Okay. So this is winning. So kya? But what is the best way? Maybe knight e4, give back the pawn.
Yeah, don't go knight c5 back. Right now he's still thinking of for his move. But Magnus is better. Let's go to Praggnanandhaa's game and see how he is fighting on. Here after castles knight e7, g3, d5, c5. See, this is fight. This is what we call fighting chess. Like, if you wanted a draw, you can take and just play bishop g2. Okay, this might lose the a2 pawn. Maybe not that way. But
then if knight d5, bishop d5, rook g1, bishop bishop f3, you may not...
Can you not do take and
g1.
check king b8? And maybe
what?
This is what Pragg wants.
And the other rook also can come to g5
so
and h5.
Maybe c5 was not ambitious. It was maybe the
best way to continue.
Yeah, the right move. b6, b4, knight c6.
Hey, I feel there is some chance because, c5 is becoming a weakness. It could become a weakness, which is closer to the black king in the future. And this king is becoming slightly exposed.
But to attack that pawn is not easy.
Yes. देखते हैं. But कुछ तो हो रहा है at least, you know. Zero hope नहीं है. Something is possible. Something is possible. Anant Narayanan Super Chat says, given the way this game has evolved so much with engines, etc., is there a way to measure the deterministic probability of a player's improvement graph?
I'm not sure if you can just have like, yeah, I mean, the way you would do it is like, you would say that if this is the accuracy, this is how much his rating ought to be, if this much, and so the engine goes through the games and sees that, okay, he's made so many, his accuracy is so much, so he should be at this level. I think we are reaching somewhere close. There are platforms online which tell you instantly what you could have done better based on your games, and they are not just telling you what is the better move, but they also suggest you, oh, why don't you work on your openings, why don't you work on your end games, and so on. Sometimes I feel that the diagnosis of your issues is wrong over there. You sometimes need a human touch, but this is true for any technology, right? At the start you think humans are impossible to replace, and then after a point the machines simply take over and are just more accurate. So I do think that at some point, without any human intervention, the AI will start suggesting very good things to you to improve at chess. What do you think, Amruta? You didn't listen to anything I said. Oh, nice.
Not anything. I listened.
Nice.
I listened.
Nice.
Listen to me. I was listening. Then I just went into a trance. It was great.
Good. This is how life is unfair. You
No, this is
think
about non-focus. It's my problem. So, you know, I have to read the hyper-focus. Very, very sorry. थोड़ा सुना मैंने. थोड़ा सुना था मैंने.
अमृता, no
Okay,
need to
gist दे दो.
फिर से gist दे दो. You go outside and listen to the stream.
I should do that again. Chat तुम लोगों को समझ गया रहेगा. एक पैराग्राफ, 2 लाइन, कुछ भी चलेगा. 1 लाइन भी चलेगी. Just दे दो. Oh my god.
So rook c6 has been played here by Magnus once again. What a move by Magnus. Like, I would have thought that here you would think of f3 and stuff like that. But yeah, what a move. Rook c6.
Okay, now h6 पे कभी भी और pressure
Yeah,
आएगा, right?
yeah. Also,
So,
bishop e6 becomes difficult to play.
But tell me, bishop d7 को again, what are you planning? कोई आ रहा है क्या sack? Because otherwise you have to go back. Or rook d6
Firstly, look at this move. Bishop here.
Bishop c6 मारा.
If you take the knight c6, attacks the queen.
You have to. Not really. Queen d7 exactly.
Find the move.
Okay.
Typical
people.
tactic.
1.7 के people are there. 1,000, maybe 50%. 800.
It's a
500.
tough one.
It's a tough one. Okay, 200 and 200. 200. 200 people can.
And also there are many moves that way.
White to play. जो सुंदर दिखती है. Like it's a
tough one. Plus, I mean,
Piyush says marriage is when you pretend to listen.
What did you say?
What? Oh, you are testing again whether I heard or not. 1 second.
Debargya Datta said such pessimism for human race. It's just the way you see it, Debargya. I don't see that. I don't see it in a pessimistic way. I'm not a big expert, and that's why I got some books, like which Imruta, can you show that one which we got recently?
Which one?
This Scary Smart. There. Yeah, this one. I was trying to read a bit. the future of AI and how you can save the world. So that I was reading. And then there are other things like Gary Kasparov always talks about these in his podcasts, about how AI should be, can help human race rather than not, take it as a big threat to us, how we should work in collaboration with them. So yeah.
कितने लोगों ने आंसर किया? 100. 200 बोला था मैंने, पर 100 आया. I mean 200 आएगा भी, but I should have said कि 200 within this much time. So let's read it. अभिनव, रैंडम सॉल्वर, नीलभ बोरठाकुर, अथर्व पारमार, आनंद नारायणन, लक्ष्य स्तेता, पुष्कर देरे, VAT, Jakob Thomas, and Amish Kumar.
Well done, guys. This is a very common theme. When the king is on G8 and queen is here, then there is a forking square on E7. So you can take, bishop takes, defending the knight, and this wins. So bishop E4, and after D4, then rook D6. This is the point of Carlsen's play. But let's see how the game continued. In the game, Carlsen, he did play bishop D7, Amruta.
Oh, he played?
So takes,
Acha,
DE,
so it's happening.
rook D6, queen E7, all this happened. Rook E1, rook C8, and rook E4 has been played. Very interesting.
Wow, this is a great positional sacrifice game.
And look at Praggnanandhaa's game, fire on board. As always, we thought that, this might be dull, boring, but not really. After knight C6, B5 has been played, attacking the knight on C6, D4, attacking the knight there. So now if you take on C6, he wants to take on C3. But Duda, as always, very ambitious, goes knight E4. Praggnanandhaa jumps with his knight to B4.
Cool. A2 is attacked right now.
Yeah, A2 is hanging, F6 is hanging.
D4 is also hanging, actually speaking.
D4 is also hanging.
But there is this diagonal, if you look, knight on E4, rook on H1, bishop D5 could be a possible idea.
Yes, for sure.
Future, and F5. Okay. Yeah, it's getting complicated. That's a good part. So he took on D4. You're gonna take on what? A2? Or do you want to play bishop D5 first?
Or do you want to play F5? Oh, bishop D5 is interesting, no? Because then you have F5.
F3, then F5, then knight F6 would be a problem.
And then bishop F3?
F3 would be a problem. Acha, no? What is a better move?
Yeah, bishop
Check.
H3.
So first you'll give check, moves, and then you can actually defend. Nice way of defending. So bishop D5 is not the best idea, but you are suggesting F5.
Yeah.
Where do I go? Knight C3 maybe back. So that I have defended this.
Knight A2.
And I have stopped bishop D5. So you go knight A2 and knight A2, bishop A2, and maybe bishop H3.
Yeah, but bishop E6.
Bishop E6 go D5. Yeah, C6. First I'll go C6.
D5 maybe, yeah.
D5. Yeah, this should be check.
And this is around
C6.
Should be around.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
No, rook is hanging.
Says white is better. Maybe because of this one pawn.
No, rook at G1 just.
Yeah, okay. So this is good for white if you play that way.
But after knight E4, let's just look at what has happened. Pragg took on A2 first. And Amruta, this is not looking good for Pragg. Today he seems a little bit off color because after he had to play F5 before this. But he took on A2 and then played F5. But now is where the entire thing will. White has to find a good move here. And guys, can you find it? Duda to play. It's a slightly tricky move, but it's.
Yeah, it doesn't look very easy for sure. Let's see what the people have to say. Truth to be told says Sagar sir and Amruta ma'am, can you make a video or suggest some books that you read and which helped you other than chess? It was because of you I started reading and I'm very thankful for that. Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's a good idea.
reading
We
is a
should.
good habit.
But maybe and book videos if you make, they generally get very popular, like with the third minute. If people would get the joke, then maybe.
And by the way, rook g6, and this is where the move is. Yes, you guys have guessed it right. Knight f6 by Anand Narayanan, Aryan Kedia, Amish Kumar, Mohammad Shamil, VAT, Anurag Mishra, Abhinav Bhutta, the Minimalism Project, Vedant Naikwadi, and Animesh Jain. And look at this, Amruta. Duda is not there for the draw here. He's going for full blood. He's played d5, and well, in a way, his rook is pinned, so you can take on f6. But his point is that now he can go bishop to c4, attacking here, connecting the rooks.
Wonderful. Like I like when the opponents go for such a kill because it also gives some chance to their opponents. I mean, at least they feel कि चलो game was interesting, कुछ तो था but नहीं मिला, नहीं हुआ.
No, I mean,
So, that
Duda,
was great.
for sure, like one of the most entertaining players in chess is Duda. Like today, we have got a very good feel of what kind of a player he
Yes.
is. Fighter, very strong in practical chess, doesn't mind playing dubious openings many times. Just overall a very strong chess player. And by the way, Anish Giri playing with Quang Liem has once again slid into a worse position. Yes, Amruta.
Oh, acha, this is bad. No, I'm just looking at some chat and VAT says, Sagar, I'm back after a lots of studying and back to watching your stream. So उसका पढ़ाई वगैरह हो गया है, which we
It's a good
don't get
feeling.
to hear often. कि I'm done, now I'm here. It's like I have to go, but I'm not going.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to finish off your tasks and then enjoy these chess sessions. Right now, what did Anish do? I mean, how did he land up in such a bad position?
Yeah, it was so good, Sagar. Exactly. Very, very important
I
to
think
see what plan was wrong.
Anish after a4 takes was doing fine, but you can see how he's not feeling it well in this tournament, and he goes like rook a1, which might not be the best plan even.
What would be the best plan? That we don't know, right? Because in a way the position is closed. There is some space here. 100% it has to do with maneuvering or trying to create some weakness,
Yeah.
right? So maneuvering means where? Because there are no real squares where you can easily reach. Correct.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you can go rook c1, knight f3, maybe try for some kind of later on knight e5, because if he takes, then
Black will never
c7
allow
would
knight
hang.
e5. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That way, that bishop gets
Yeah, you
16
can.
and instead
There are
of
many ways in
d4 you
which you
get
can play
c7.
normally, but this is like he's aiming for f3 and e4.
Right.
But as it turns out that see this little things.
Rook e1 and rook d1. It's so similar today. What we saw, Praggnanandhaa played rook e1,
Yeah.
rook d1 and rook e1. Oh, they drew.
They
Acha.
Anish can't draw, right? So he played on, and then slowly black
Just
got
improvise
his
his
knight
queen.
here, bishop here. I mean, he's just slowly crushing it. So
So this is tough for Anish.
very tough.
Not
I mean, at least a draw Liem will get, but Liem might also win and 3-0 score. Also, Praggnanandhaa's game after d5, bishop rook f6, bishop c4, knight b4, takes, rook d1. Pragg is a pawn up, but his knight is not so well placed and might get trapped very soon. So let's say if I go king e7, then after I was thinking king c3, then there is knight d5.
Rishikesh says Pragg is drinking water. Match has been decided. Kya?
Yeah, it seems he's not in a great position. And maybe Amruta, I don't go king c3 here. because of b takes c5, but the move that white should play is c6 with rook d5, rook d7 coming up. And
Oh, this is also tough. So basically, Magnus is going ahead, or Magnus has finished his game? No. Magnus is going to go ahead, third game.
no, Eric is still fighting.
Yeah, but because he's won 2 games, this game already Magnus is like draw to hoga hi.
No, Magnus has won 1 and 1 draw, so he's on 1.5. He needs one more point. c6 has been played. Duda, very precise.
I mean, beating Praggnanandhaa 3-0 is not easy. Magnus did that. Also, we didn't expect because Duda was not performing to the best of his ability in this tournament. So, we really thought that Praggnanandhaa would win. Matlab, I was
Well, I was more
until yesterday.
I don't think he would win or anything. I still felt that Duda was a favorite, but I think what happened overall was that Pragg in his first game itself, like here when we were looking, he got a very good position, but Duda fought back. And then in the second game again, Pragg got a very good opening and like opening prep in, but couldn't get that going. And in the third game, well, it's too difficult when you're 2 points down. So
Yeah, not easy.
I think great learning experience overall. Look at this move, rook e1. I was actually thinking he would go rook d7 and after king f6, then just move his king in.
Yeah, that's what Chess D has suggested. King
Take,
D3.
take. And then the pawn endgame is lost, even though you are pawn up, because you have an ability to create an outside passer, whereas the extra pawn here does not work because of en passant. So f3, let's say h5, h3, and I'll go g4. Let's say all captures, then one extra pawn for white. Black will try to hold, but my king will get in from here, and queen. Too many arrows.
Too many. Ramit says don't underestimate the pressure of facing someone for $8,000, much more experienced than you. 8,000. I don't think he'll be thinking of money here, but yeah, they are $8,000.
7,500, but yeah.
Akshit asks, do you remember openings or just react to the opponent? Do you remember openings?
I think he's asked in general.
Acha.
But yeah, you generally have to remember.
So it also, and certain openings, firstly, so you have to remember some things and the key points and the key tactics of the opening. But some openings are based very much on structures. So there it's more about, as we discussed yesterday, which pieces are good and all of that. Bhargav Patil says, I am ordering my Mind Master by Vishy and How Life Imitates Chess by Gary. Have you read this?
Yes, I have. Both of them very good books. King c3. What is the way in which black could save himself here?
King d6, rook d1 check, king c. Alright, sorry. Then a5, ba6,
Only
knight c6.
Yeah.
Bishop b5 to knight a7 is
This is
there.
the only way to defend. So yeah, this was right, but rook d1 back. Duda is ready to. Maybe he won't even repeat.
No, I think he'll repeat. No, then if the match is ending, then sometimes
Well,
they
he's
do
winning,
that.
no? So like he might win this.
But what Jorden did with Magnus, you remember?
He was Magnus, and he's higher rated, and here Pragg is lower rated. So maybe Duda may go for the full win. Okay, Duda, if he wants a draw, rook e1. Let's look at his attitude here. Oh, he goes rook.
Yeah.
Okay, he's. I thought he would go rook d7, but what will Pragg do? Pragg has just closed his eyes.
Just win anyway. So Praggnanandhaa.
Yeah, he should agree to a draw.
Yeah,
He's agreeing, and yeah, That is not a great match for Pragg. You can see him visibly upset there. Duda had a great day at the office, scoring 2.5 out of 3. For Pragg, this tournament remains matches of 3 games rather than 4. All 6 rounds have been completed in 3 games. Tomorrow he takes on Anish Giri. Magnus Carlsen most likely will win this match against Eric Hansen. We can't be sure. The game is still going on. But if I have to show you the standings here, then this is what we are looking at. With Praggnanandhaa losing the match, he will remain at 12. If Magnus wins, he will move to 12. Duda has now moved to 11
Oh,
with this
that's
victory.
very close then.
Liem will win and also will move to 11. Jorden might also win today and move to 11, Amruta. So that would keep Mamedyarov, Anish, and Eric on 6, 6, and 3. So Pragg tomorrow has to then beat an out of form Anish, and Magnus would be playing against Mamedyarov. So a very, very exciting day up ahead.
Yeah, Praggnanandhaa versus Anish.
And by the way, Anish's game also completed, Amruta.
What happened?
They drew.
Acha.
So, I mean, he was
That's
totally lost, but they drew. And
I think
that
this is all the third game. That's why when they are drawing, it's more like out of respect.
Yes, and Magnus is also winning. I think today might be the only day where we might have all games completing within 3 games.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, look at this end game.
Jordan is also winning. Oh, he's called the arbiter. Jordan has
Ooh.
called the arbiter. I don't know why. Jordan is 2 pawns up. I mean, technically. One is there. 5. He can go.
But what would be the problem? Because I think he's waiting still for the arbiter to come. And his time is still going on, yeah?
Yeah, I think the mouse issue, Amruta. That
Ah.
might be the...
But then that's 30 seconds, right? Which he loses.
Yeah, but he's...
I mean, right now it may not matter much because he's winning. And he looks pretty calm. Yeah, it's all set.
So Jordan might win this. And guys, these are the scores right now.
Shashank says, despite such a good tourney so far, given how results are going today, there is a chance Pragg could even finish 5th if tomorrow also doesn't go well. Just goes to show how strong the event is.
Yes, very well put, Shashank. And here, Amruta, look, Magnus is winning.
Okay.
So it will be 2.5 half.
Yeah, so this match
Duda is 1 against Pragg. Anish has lost to Liem. And Van Foreest is winning. So today...
Oh, the games are ending.
all games will.
क्या बात है?
But maybe Shah is able to hold a draw and then that game might go to the 4th one. But let's focus on Magnus. Can you comment it, Amruta?
Okay. Let me do some commentary. Oh, Eric is having only 16 seconds, whereas Magnus has 5 minutes. Bishop e8. Beautiful knight. Let's see first what the threat is right now for white. Can he not go rook c7, controlling the 7th rank? That would be the one idea. The other idea is rook g3. You try to threaten a mate here, and oh, that has happened. Rook g3, rook f6. This is how he has defended. But let's put more pressure here, guys, on g7 and how to do that. What's the move? This is the move. Knight f5. Attacking the g7 pawn. No, you can't defend this now. And already it's... Yeah, he has played knight f5. I think...
G6.
G6. Then this is such an ugly pin here already.
No?
Maybe knight at 6, no? If G6. But okay, if I go knight at 6, oh, it's not a good move. Oh, because you play queen
but
D6.
But 97.
Huh. If 97 anyway,
D6,
queen D6 is
95.
still a problem. Okay. There is a pin down here. So that's winning. So knight f5, G6, he played. No, he didn't play. Still, yeah, it's happened in the game. Knight d5 and Eric, I think, is about to resign
Rook
in a
F3.
few.
Wouldn't
Yes.
Rook F3 just win? Rook
Rook
F3, bishop C6, rook takes F6, queen D5, queen D5.
Bishop
D5,
D5,
rook B6. Ah, but that is
Bishop A2.
that's
Bishop A2 and unnecessary you have to drag on. So maybe there's something better because already you are. So there's a better idea. Sagar. Chalo socho. Socho guys. Yes, all of you who had said knight f5 that has happened. But आधे लोग सो गए हैं क्या?
Rook D3, Amruta.
Very good, Sagar. Rook D3. So that now if bishop C6 doesn't matter because you have defended
Knight
the
F6.
queen.
Knight
This-
F6, queen D4, rook D4, and king F6, rook D6.
Yeah. So that doesn't matter. So this is the position. And Magnus is thinking, he's thinking of rook D3 most probably, simply defending.
Let's also check the game of Mamedyarov.
Yeah.
He's threatening rook E1 check and to make a queen.
So let's go to some shelter. We have a lot of shelter actually. King F4, King D5, either of it. Maybe, but I think it will be important where you go because if you go, Sagar, a question to you. Will you go King F4 or will you go King D4 or King D5? Also in the chat, if you want to seriously think, then this is the question.
Maybe king D5. No, king D5, rook D1, rook A2, rook D3, king A4. I think king D4 maybe. No, king F4. I don't like king F4, rook D1, rook A2, rook D3.
Exactly. Rook D1, rook A2, rook D3. And this
seems like drawish.
This
so
is
king
already a
D4 I
drawish.
think kind of important move.
Yeah, if you go king D5, again the same idea. So that's why king D4 is a very important move. Now you don't have rook D3, but if you go something like rook F1, then rook A2, rook F3, this position is fine. You are winning because of having the D pawn. So I think king D4 he will find. He will find. Let's go to Eric's game very quickly because a few moves have happened there. He did play rook D3 and B5,
Magnus enjoying
G4. Which he was threatening G5.
Yeah.
So G5 had to be played and now F4. Wow. This is a pin. G5 abhi strong threat. So he's resigned. Eric has resigned and Magnus has won this game and a match. What is he thinking? What is he doing right now, Magnus? He was not very happy with this game. Maybe he thinks that he missed something. He had something better, for sure.
No, but it's fine. I mean, he's done
Yeah.
the job.
Yes.
And let's go to this game. Oh, he went a mistake, and I think this will end in a draw now. Because somehow this position with, let's say if we remove both F7 and F5, then it's a drawish endgame with F and H pawns.
It's a theoretical draw, no? F and H. I mean, of course, practically it's very difficult to defend, but it is theoretical.
Yeah, and with adding a pawn, like pawns for both sides, it is not changing anything much. So it's still a draw.
Correct.
And I think, Amruta, with this, we will call it a night.
Yes.
And thank you everyone for following it. With Magnus's victory, he has joined Praggnanandhaa at the top with 12 points. We have Duda on 11, Jorden on 11. No, Jorden might draw, so this is still going on. Quang, Liem on 11. So tomorrow will be an important day when Carlsen takes on Mamedyarov and Praggnanandhaa takes on Anish Giri. So do join us at 8:30 p.m. For now, this is Sagar Shah, and
Oh, but we are not finishing this game
you want to finish?
because black could blunder, right?
You can. I will take, but I'll sign off.
Okay, so let's go.
You can finish it and then and it might take another 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
But guys, I'll take
Yes,
your
yes,
leave
yes.
and thank you all for following. Bye.
हाँ कर रही हूँ ना तो ओके रुक G4 राइट नाउ एफ एन एच पॉन गेम में आता है टूर्नामेंट में you know I couldn't defend it in my own game. Generally it's a little tough, so I do think that when Jordan will try to create some ideas, the only problem is this pawn on f with this pawn on f7 it's difficult. ये नहीं रहता था तो it was easier. With this it is he will try to create maybe some meeting net. If he gets the pawn on f6 then there are some chances. It looks tough. So h4. Oops. Second. Yeah, rook a6 he has played. Now white will go f6. I mean that's maybe the best try. No, he went rook g4. Are they just going to repeat? No, he didn't. Rook c4. ठीक है, but then doesn't make much sense. Maybe at some point he has to progress. So rook c7. This rook has to do nothing. Only rook b6, rook a6, that's it. But it went rook a1. Oh, it's not a good idea. Why did he go rook a1? Why to allow f6? Simply सब अच्छा चल रहा है. Why the hell? It is surprising. Very surprising. That's the whole point. ऐसा कुछ होता ही है. I don't, but I really didn't understand. Anyway, this is still not easy that white, I don't even know if white is winning, though white has advantage, but he gets a chance to put more pressure on black somehow. Rook c7 or rook c6, he has to also defend this if he doesn't want to bring the king back. Oh no, this rook can, very sorry, this rook can never leave the 8th rank. Now rook a8, rook b8 or king h8, king g8. Those are the only moves. Can white progress? No. So actually f6 allow karke bhi didn't really make a difference. Only maybe what could happen is this, then there is check, then there is rook g7, but rook will defend from the 7th rank and kuch bhi nahi, there is no break. So okay, can this king go towards a journey trying to go to e7? Maybe. But the game is still going on a little bit. It's still going to go on. Hi. You are? Sorry? Yeah. 1 second. I'll open. There's 1 minute. My friend is staying with me, so she's come. Brother. So yeah, so कहाँ तक आ गए? We have reached, very sorry guys, king h8, king g5, king h7, rook c7, rook a5, f5. But oh, is he going to try anything like h6, h7? ये मारा तो ये मरेगा, but slight कुछ तो है. Shashank says, I think that's what Shak's idea was. Just take the king and rook onto the 8th rank and he doesn't have to think or calculate at all. So guys, all other 3 games are over. This is the last one and this whole round is going to be over after this game. So we are on it. Rook a1. कुछ भी नहीं है. It's all a fortress. It's just a plain simple draw. But when they're playing with 30 seconds, थोड़ा बहुत कुछ तो कहीं पे तो ब्लंडर कुछ हो सकता है. तो देखते हैं. So guys, I have my friend here. Anuradha, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hi everyone.
So guys, she's Anuradha. She has come on our stream. If you all remember, it was in December for Super Juniors Cup where she had come for an exhibition match. She was invited to with Ilam Parthi was her teammate, and this is the camera.
I heard Pragg lost. I didn't follow when he lost. I'm so sad.
Yes, so tomorrow you have to follow.
I know. My heart is aching. I was hoping I'll get to see his match and get to see him win, but
it happens. And guys, she's also the national champion under 16, right? You're under 16. Yeah.
In my earlier birth. Previous birth.
So, but the point is that I, Tania, Anuradha, we were in the same age group. We played a lot of tournaments together, the nationals. So
I know her since she's 8.
Yeah.
7, and she is still the same, and she has the same laughter as she had when she was 8.
And she remembers. So everyone was asking how to have a good memory. Maybe tomorrow Anuradha will share. How can we have?
Just fake it, because if the other person doesn't remember, how does it matter? Just say that.
Oh, but Anuradha, what do you think of this position? Any thoughts on this?
It's quite late in the night. Who's playing? Whose game is this?
This is Jorden van Foreest versus Mamedyarov. In fact, this is the last game. All other 3 games are over. Praggnanandhaa has lost the match. Magnus has won the match. And Anish Giri has lost the match. This game, once it ends in a draw, it will be...
So it looks like White is trying to win.
Yes.
If I remember chess correctly, is this what is going on?
Yes, this is
that's fast.
absolutely
That's the time
live.
control. Wow.
Is Rook B1 the defense? Shiv Shom has asked. Yeah, वैसे भी तो ये draw ही है ना. Like, is it something where black can blunder? That is the question. After king h7, when rook e7 is there, whenever the rook attacks the f7 pawn, the king defends from here.
And if the king enters g5,
yeah.
h6, no?
It was
And
there
then
on
the rook
h6.
defends b8.
Exactly. Then it came back trying to... The only chance if the king can go to e7, but I don't think it's possible because then at that point...
he's trying to g7.
I'm not sure. So he played rook g2. Yeah, rook g7 is the threat. So the king has to move, or rook b7.
Rook b7.
Would rook b7 be any blunder? No, not really. It is also working. Yeah, just keep checking. King h8 is a good move. So nothing much here, guys. This is going to end in a draw. I mean, I don't... I can see how much he's trying hard. Anuradha, how does it feel when you're looking at chess again very seriously? Just looking at the games and
It feels like I'm doing it from scratch. So I look at a position like I'm an absolute beginner. But it feels good. It feels like I remember something, but I'm not sure. So it's strange. That's all I can say.
so guys, she stays in London and she has a coaching academy there, and her FIDE rating. What's her FIDE rating? Do you remember? I remember it's something around 20.
1, I don't know. It was 2-1 something. I don't know what it is now.
Yes.
I don't know. Probably it disappears. No? Does it disappear after some time?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It becomes inactive maybe if you don't play that way. Okay. And then Anda Burger asks, why did she leave chess?
Oh, why did I leave chess? Because I wanted to go to uni to study, and chess was taking too much time. So,
Sure. For studies, yeah. So all those who are watching the streams and studying. Oh, by the way, ChessBiz India Clips is here. Dosto, please do welcome Anuradha Beneval. She's a wonderful personality, a former national champion, and also has written a famous book. Of course, how not to mention it. She has written a famous book. I love the name also of the book, Azadi Mera Brand.
yeah.
And she loves traveling, so solo travels a lot about her, but
Well, let's focus on this
right
not
now
very interesting.
no. So we have a new member, Utsav Katira. He has become a pillar of Indian chess. Thank you so much, Utsav. That's very kind of you. Anuradha, we have a membership program on our YouTube. So whoever becomes the member for that month, what we do is that whole amount goes to some talent from India. So that is being shortlisted and all of that, and yeah, it's like that. So that person is able to travel to tournaments or to foreign tournaments, maybe
Oh,
many
wonderful.
times, get
That's
some
amazing.
norms, and it has worked.
I wish it was there when we played.
Where was YouTube when we
I
played?
know.
I wouldn't have left chess.
Probably not.
Shivsham says, how is Chess with India Clips not a mod? I just right now, exactly that was my question. How is it? So hopefully, please Clips, if you're still there, write a hi. I want to check if you're a mod now. Yeah. I don't know who is at the Clips right now. Abhidaya hai, Sagar hai. I don't know. So, Rook G2 खेला गया है. Okay, काफी moves हो गए. I think the board was stuck. In fact, these many moves. So White tried everything what he could. You can look at Van Foreest. He's like सब कुछ try हो चुका है, कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. That's a good feeling though at the end of it, right? No matter what, even if it is a draw,
Tried, yeah.
वो opponent mistake कर सकता है कि नहीं, that way. And how many games we have missed when it is like after the game, यार dead draw था और blunder कर दिया, dead draw. That irritation. Okay, Clips बन गया है mod, very good. Shashank says solo traveler, nice. I love solo traveling. So Shashank is from Australia and he is also a very good musician. So yeah.
Shashank. Hi, Shashank. It's nice. Nice to travel somewhere.
Yeah, and the game is over, guys. They have finally agreed to a draw after 88 moves. 88 moves. तो आज सारे games खत्म हो चुके हैं. It's a great news that we all can sleep soon.
Early night today.
Okay. Not Australia, California, US. Okay, all the time. I think then Sagar was always saying he's from US, and I don't know why I'm saying Australia. Very sorry for that. But guys, it was great to be here commentating on the games, and also I'm very happy that Anuradha could be here at least for a few minutes, but she's here. So
Yeah, no, we get time to catch up. I'm glad the night is over.
yeah. Cool. So thank you, Anuradha, for coming, and let's see if we can, next time do some stream together again. Bye for now, guys.
Ta-da,
Good night.
bye-bye, good
Ta-da.
night. Have a good Good night. Bye.